Yes, indeed. Hmm. Hmm. Here we go. Yeah. Why is it going live off rip? That don't make no fucking sense. Oh wow. Huh. Must be. Don't fucking tell me. Huh. Okay. Nope. Okay, good. Bet. Yeah, I had the wrong mic set up for some reason. I had my MacBook mic set up. It actually doesn't sound that bad. I mean, I'm rather surprised. I couldn't tell the difference. It was fire. At least I know if my mic goes bad, I'll be all right. Yeah, I already know. Oh, hell yeah. It's fucking wow, mighty white of you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I normally have a delay. Um, when I first started, I did like a minute and a half delay. And I really don't even, I can't even tell you exactly why. I just wanted to have a delay for some reason. But it kind of sucks because it throws things off. You know, you guys don't see what I see live. Um, so I've just been thinking about it, and lately I'm like, you know, if I'm only using 30-second delay. May as well just go live. Fuck it. I don't know if you guys have noticed either. Have y'all? Has anybody thought about how none of my streams have been cutting out? You guys notice that at all? I figured it out. Oh, by the way, I got the desk set up. Got the desk looking fresh. Shit goes hard. It's a hell of a lot better, I can tell you that much. Hell of a lot better than fucking piece of wood I was using before. Straight up. Just a fucking piece of wood. I think somebody made the motherfucker. Wasn't worth a shit though. Yeah, Nick, he put out his message like 15 minutes ago. It's taking forever, like yesterday, of course. Yeah, it's a lot better. I mean, I'm still, you know, settling in, but I finished it this afternoon. Hang on. I got some rice uh it's just finished. Yeah, just and bought some fucking chicken noodles, or no, the Campbell's chunky chicken and dumplings, and I have this parboiled rice. And it just occurred to me today. My mom used to make chicken and rice when I was younger, like homemade, and it has cream of chicken and stuff. And I think, or no, she would boil it down, a rotisserie carcass. She would take the bones and the leftover meat and boil it all down. I was thinking, fuck, man, that chicken and dumplings over the rice would be like the same thing. It would be so fire. So I've just like, fucking just threw the shit together real quick. Oh, hell yeah. What up, bro? Yo, man, I was watching the Young Turks earlier, and I was thinking about what Nick said last night, and I'm definitely voting Democrat in this 2026 election, and that I almost feel ashamed to say that, but I'm convinced thoroughly that that is the right thing to do. Now they have mm, 9 months to change my mind, for 8 months if they can do it, which is a bullshit. That's not happening. But I was talking to my little brother, and he said the exact same thing. I was like, I'm not voting for those assholes. I'm voting against them. And he's like, you know, something about uh, what they've done. Simply not voting or simply staying home just isn't enough. I was like, exactly. My point exactly. Fuck these guys. They have to be taught a lesson. It can't just be that they just get less votes than normal and the Democrats get the same. No. They need to know that this was a rebuke. Like, no, fuck you. Like, they lose fucking votes and the Democrats get votes. That's what these assholes need to see. Like, no, dude, fuck you. If this country's going down the tubes, we can ride with the Democrats. At least we don't have to fear nuclear annihilation. At least we don't have that. Okay, we're declining regardless. And if nobody's going to fix it, I'll take the guys who are going to spend it on America, who are going to, bankrupt us by giving us shit, not by fucking getting us killed. People are talking about like the draft and shit. And that's the thing is I haven't seen anybody that said or that says that they have a good feeling about this. Everybody that I've seen, the Young Turks, they're like, bro, I have a bad fucking feeling about this war, man. I've seen several wars in my lifetime. I remember the day they fucking started bombing Iraq. I remember that shit vividly. The night vision of the explosions going off in the Fox News background, the green phosphorus night vision. I was with my grandparents on a Friday, and I remember just looking at the TV like, oh shit, we're at war. And the shit didn't end for 20 years, bro. I think I was like 12 or 13. Yeah, exactly. Because my grandfather, he wouldn't really mess with you until you were 12. I guess when you were younger, you were just too young. But I remember that. I remember Afghanistan. I remember 9/11. Bro, I remember what class I was in. I remember like kind of shuffling into my first period class in sixth grade and that being on the TV, one of the towers smoking and sitting down with the rest of the class like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? And then boom, another plane hits and we watched it live like, oh my God. It was like surreal. But that, and then these little fucking actions like the nuclear shit that 6 months ago. I've seen all that in my life. I have never had this feeling about a conflict where it just seemed like, well, first of all, I feel like we've been kind of, everybody can see the emperor has no clothes. if Trump would, the only thing they've really accomplished is proving or showing the world our hand, showing them just how strong we are, just what our tactics, what our strategies are, our attack plans, how we think. It's better when it's unknown. That's no matter what, showing what you have up your sleeve is not good. And these uh aircraft carriers, they're going obsolete. These jets, they're going obsolete. We're copying Iranian drones, bro. That is insane. I There never in my life has there been anything that we were copying from anybody else. They were copying us. And some little, a 92 million person country is showing us up. Like, that is not good, man. It's not good. And on top of that, it's just they've revealed that, and it doesn't look I don't think it looks very good. I don't think we look very good. Like, it's an open question whether or not we even have the wherewithal to hang in there for more than a couple weeks. Not only that, the Middle East, they're getting hammered and we can't protect them. That's like Nick was saying, that's why we're there. If we can't protect them, they're going to be like, yo, you can just go. If you can't protect us, you got to go. Because that's the only reason why we're allowed to be there is because if anything happens, we'll shed blood and treasure. Bro, we're not doing shit. We can't even protect our own fucking consulates, our own embassies. Bro, that shit does not look good, man. And I heard somebody saying, a draft is a possibility. It's just this war.
Good evening, everybody. You're watching America First. My name is Nicholas J. Fuentes. We have a great show for you tonight. Very excited to be back here with you tonight on Thursday. We have a lot to talk about tonight, lots to get into. Big show. Our featured story, we're talking all about Iran again.
Oh, of course.
And we're going to get into the latest developments in our war with Iran. Most notably among them, you ready for this? U.S. Central Command, that is the division of the Department of War that is operating this conflict. Central Command is the department that oversees the Middle East. They have announced that they are moving intelligence assets to southern Florida.
What?
To prepare for a 100-day war
in Ecuador
with Iran.
Oh.
Dude. They want to be ready and prepared for a war that goes on until September at least. September. So many people have pointed out, you remember how during the pandemic,
this is incredible,
when all that stuff started and they locked down the country, they said it's only going to be 4 weeks. It's only going to be 4 weeks to slow the spread.
Bullshit.
Remember this? And then 4 weeks later, what did they say? Well, it's going to be 8 weeks to slow the spread. And then the 8 weeks passed, and then it just kept going. We'll let you know later. And it dragged on for years. That was in 2020 under President Trump. Kind of getting the same feeling here.
Yeah.
Because on Friday of last week, they said the operation might go 4 days. That's what the New York Times reported, that they had prepared for a 4-day conflict. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe until Tuesday. And then very quickly that turned into 4 weeks. They said maybe the war might go on 4 weeks. Then it was changed to maybe the war will go on for months, indefinitely. And now at the minimum, they say they're planning for a war that will go until September. You ready for that? Are you prepared for that? A never-ending conflict in the Middle East with Iran? It sounds familiar. Feel like we've seen this one before. Wait, I think this is a rerun. I think we saw this one before. What year is it again? Yeah, no, we're doing it. We're here. We're back. Hey, guess what? We're back. Remember when we were at war in Iraq and Afghanistan for 20 years and everyone got really mad, so they voted for Obama? And then we were at war still, and then they got mad again, so then we voted for Trump? Yeah, well, here we go again. So we're going to talk about all that. That's the latest development. We'll talk about some of the other things. This is a problem, okay? Perhaps the president intended for the war to be fought and won in a matter of days or maybe weeks. It's dragging on now. It will enter the first full week within 24 hours. 24 hours, I should say, we will have completed the first full week. We'll be entering the second week of our war with Iran. They're not calling it a war. They're calling it an operation. Okay. No one's at war, right? Technically, there's no war in Ukraine. It's a special military operation. And there's no war in Iran. It's an operation. And there's no war in Gaza. That's self-defense. Yeah, no one's at war. They can't even decide whether they're going to call it a war. They have to call it an operation for legal reasons, but operation's going to enter its second week. And here's the problem. We are running out of ammunition. All those missiles and drones that Iran is lobbing over the Persian Gulf at ships and at the Gulf countries, the GCC nations, we require multiple interceptors to shoot those down. The rate of interception in the first war last year was 86%. I heard from a friend of mine today that the interception rate might be 20% now. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that Saudi Arabia and the Qataris and the Emiratis are going to let 80% of the missiles get through? No. Do the math. If the interception rate is 20%, then that means they're firing 5 interceptors for every 1 ballistic missile, cruise missile, drone, projectile. That's the burn rate. And as we've talked about, it's a math equation. It's very cheap to make a ballistic missile or a drone. It's very expensive to make an interceptor. If you need 5 interceptors for every 1 missile, you got a problem. In terms of production time, in terms of cost, in terms of existing stockpile. And so if this becomes a protracted war, if it drags on, you got a real economy problem. You've got a real logistics problem. It's an attritional war that we can't win. That's only number 1. Number 2. Okay, so we can't shoot down all the missiles. We need to begin prioritizing what exactly we want to protect. It was announced on Tuesday that the Development Finance Corporation would insure all of the commerce going through the Strait of Hormuz, because that's the big problem. You have 200 tankers. They're sitting west of the Strait of Hormuz in the Persian Gulf waiting to get out, but they don't want to make the journey. Why? Because obviously they're afraid they're going to get hit with a drone or a missile and the cargo will sink to the bottom of the Persian Gulf. And so insurance companies won't insure any of the cargo ships. So commerce has been reduced by about 80%. You have only about 20% of the pre-existing traffic from before the war going through the Strait of Hormuz. This is a big problem for the Gulf countries. It's a big problem for the world. Global energy supplies, but also fertilizer. And there's also other things that are moved through the Strait of Hormuz too. That's another aspect of this. This is really going to have a global ripple effect. So Trump is in a jam. Now, these are some pretty serious problems. If you can't win in a short amount of time, what direction does this go? There's only one answer: up. You can't win this conflict in a short amount of time. You have these problems, which they are acutely aware of. What direction does that take us? Up. Escalation. More bombs, boots on the ground, you name it. It's our boots, it's somebody else's boots, it's the Kurds, it's America. That's where it's headed. I'm just telling you, that's where it's headed. If the Iranians, if they don't wave the white flag, if we don't destroy all their missile launch platforms, if we run out of Patriot missile batteries, seems to be the only way that this can go. So we'll talk about all that. We'll give you an update on the war in Iran, but also we got to talk about this this Truth Social post. Did you guys see this? Just when you think it couldn't get any worse, people used to say, man, it makes me laugh. Sort of makes me laugh. It's kind of funny. Back in 2024, they used to say, and you're blackpilling? Remember that little catchphrase? Whenever Trump would do anything based, well, forget that. Whenever he would say anything based, whenever Trump would say anything based, all of his glazers and shills and cheerleaders on Twitter would say, Trump just said this and you're blackpilling? How could you possibly be pessimistic?
What a joke.
Trump just gave a great speech. This is awesome. Yeah, well, sometimes the black pillars know what they're talking about, okay? Sometimes they predict absolutely everything exactly.
There's a difference between being a cynical, negative bitch.
So get a load of this. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. We have been really on a streak here. We've had quite the run, huh? Real generational run. So we get the Epstein file cover up. All the files are redacted. Then we invade Minneapolis just to kill a couple of hippies and immediately surrender. Then Trump comes out in a press conference and says, lighten up. We don't need to deport all the illegal aliens, just the criminals. Now we're in a regime change war within Iran. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better. In our golden age. Golden age! It's a golden age! Golden age!
Dude.
Golden age!
Dude.
Why? You know what they meant by that? They meant the
douche.
economy was going to suck so bad, gold would go to $6,000 an ounce. Or maybe it's like a Goldenstein age. It's like,
what a good
there's a joke there. We'll workshop that. You know, it's like Jews love gold. They're winning all the time. We fucking lose. They control everything. So, you know, there's a joke in there somewhere. We'll workshop that.
It's in there somewhere.
What's the next step in the master plan for the golden age? Well, we have this bill. It's called the SAVE Act. Now, I thought the SAVE Act was pretty good. The SAVE Act, I thought, was about voter ID. They said we're going to make everybody present their ID when they vote. And yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah, they've been trying to do it for a long time. Makes perfect sense. It's good for Republicans. Yeah, okay, why not? Well, now we got a little addition, okay? They sweetened the deal. It's called, they put in a little sweetener. And so today, Trump put out on Truth Social, pass the SAVE Act, voter ID, and we're banning transgender surgeries for children unless their parents agree. And you're like, wait a minute. What was that last part? What was the last part there?
Did I hear that
He goes
right?
on Truth Social, introducing the SAVE Act, nationwide voter ID, proof of citizenship to vote. We're banning women from men's sports. And last but not least, no children will get their genitals cut off unless their parents sign a form.
That's not good because
and you're like,
they're
hang
trying
on,
to make that federal, bro.
What? Like, wait a second. What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, so now we're in favor of transgender surgery for children as long as the parents consent. Okay, all right. I think I've seen enough.
That's psychotic.
So just when you thought it doesn't get any better, we are at war with Iran. Hi, welcome to hell. Hi, welcome to hell. I'll be your guide.
Oh, thanks, dickface.
Now we have that in the mix as well. And what was amazing is, of course, all of these people leapt onto the post to defend it.
Oh my God.
Disgusting, sickening display. Truly sickening. Like they were leaping on a grenade or something.
That's
Mike
pathetic.
Cernovich, all these other people, they leapt onto the post. No, he was kidding. He didn't mean it. That was a joke, obviously. And it's like,
bro.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's a joke.
No, that is a good
thing. Why would that be a joke? Come on. It's not a joke. That was the policy. Huh. And then Trump deletes it. He deletes the post, edits that last part out, and just posts it again like nothing ever happened. Wow. And then the White House press secretary quote tweets it and says, yeah, this is great.
Oh my God.
And, look.
That's awful.
I'm glad that I'm right about everything. Obviously, I'm the number one. I'm the best in the world at what I do. I'm the smartest person looking at politics today. Clearly, based on my record, it's not even close. No one even touches me in this regard.
Just being honest.
But sometimes I just wish I wasn't right all the time, you know?
Boy,
there's some things you want to be wrong about in life. This is one of them. You would have liked this is one among many. You would have liked this to go down a little bit differently. And it's funny, now my old tweet is making the rounds from 2024. I literally tweeted in October 2024, October 16, 2024, I literally said, the most important election of our lifetime, you're going to get a corporate tax cut, a war with Iran, transgender surgeries with parental consent. It was literally in there. And people go, how did he predict that? Dude, they were saying it. They were saying it. And with this in particular, I'm just going to say this, and we'll get into it, of course, in a moment. But with this in particular, I remember the Trump campaign, they literally just said this 2 years ago. I'm not making this up. I remember it distinctly. The Trump campaign said, we're not going to ban transgender surgeries for everybody. They said, we're just going to ban it for everybody up to a certain age unless they have parental consent. This was their policy during the campaign. So I heard what they said. I tweeted and said, yeah, this is what we're going to get. Now we're getting it. And people go, he's a prophet. How did he predict this?
Either that
I was paying attention.
He's a Democrat.
What were you? You must be the other guy. What were you doing? That's the frustrating part. They were telegraphing every move. Every single thing they telegraphed it. They told you it would happen. And honest to God, you just weren't. That's not an exaggeration. That's not rhetoric. That is what happened. What happened. They were open about all of it, about the deportations, about the war with Iran, the corporate tax cut. They were telegraphing it. They weren't telegraphing it. They were broadcasting it live on TV. They were saying it out loud with their real faces in front of a camera. The difference is you were literally sucked into the hype. That's it. And I tried to warn you, but no one wanted to hear that. And it just goes to show, the reason I say that is because and I don't even know if this is possible, but if you are a thinking person, if you are a rational person, if you consider someone that has agency, if you're an agentic human, you're not part of the dead internet, you're not like part of the dead Goyim theory. Sometimes I look around and I'm like, are Goyim people? I'm unconvinced. Surely some of the Goyim are people, but not all of them, I don't think. Probably not even most of them. If you consider yourself an agentic human being, you just need to, I don't know, grow up, get sober, wake the fuck up, like just pay attention. But it was that simple. Everybody was so caught up in the election. Oh, it's the most important election of our lifetime. Oh my gosh, if Kamala wins, they're going to have communism. The UN's going to take our guns. It's like, what are you on drugs? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, come back to reality, please. It reminds me of like 15 years ago when everybody thought Jade Helm was real and FEMA was going to put everybody in Walmart gulags. You know, it didn't happen, right? So people need to start to simply pay attention. You got to see through. And honestly, this is maybe, to be precise and specific, I think that Twitter is really the problem. As time goes on, I'm really starting to believe that X is the problem, because the reason that people are getting tricked and misled by this stuff, it's because they're on Twitter. That's where they get their information and that's where they get their opinions.
So they go to those.
And Twitter has become just like
slop fest.
It is a new form of the Matrix. It's like another Matrix reality where you go into it and all you are fed is pro-Trump propaganda. That's why Elon bought it, I think. And that is why it exists in its current form. I think the algorithm is manipulated for this. I think the policies are, I don't know how you would say this, but the way that the policies are enforced with their discretion, it seems to be to uphold this, to make Twitter basically a GOP propaganda farm. It's just like a slot farm. And they create the world of the dream and they bring you into it. And then they fill your head with this Republican propaganda. They say the war in Iran is really about China and all this other stuff. And same thing during the election. And people they weren't paying attention. So anyway, but we're going to get into that. I digress. Those are going to be our big topics. Before we get into that, I want to remind you to smash the follow button on Rumble, smash the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. Check out our merch store at Fuentes.store. We have our America First hats. We have our Goiper Intelligence Agency hats. We have hoodies, t-shirts, crew necks, flags, all that kind of stuff. Check it out. If you want to support the show, subscribe at AmericaFirst.plus for $15 a month. You get access to the entire archive of my show, every episode I've ever done, plus bonus features, MP3 only, downloads, RSS feed, all of that. It's on there. And for $100 a month, you get to be in the group chat. And, sometimes I drop in there, but it's really hard. Okay. I'm just being honest with you. It's really hard. Sometimes I drop in the group chat and I'm just like, okay, I psych myself up. I'm like, all right, I'm in the group chat. I'm going to hang out. And, and then people will just say the most diabolically retarded thing ever. And I'm just like, I need to kill myself as soon as possible. I see sometimes people just say stuff and I'm like, I think I'm alone in the whole universe. I know I maybe sound like an asshole for saying that, but it's like, wow, this is crazy. I can't even give you an example, but I pop in there last night and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? How's everybody doing? And the responses I get, I'm just like, oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah. Very good stuff. Well, hey, we gave it a shot. So we're trying really. The way I try to treat it is more of like a megaphone. I just pick up the phone and I just go off. I just sort of send it out. I just put it out there in there. And I try not to pay too much attention to what comes back the other direction. Because, it's sort of a mixed bag. A little bit of a mixed bag, but that's okay. I'm hanging out in there regardless. I'm enduring it. I'm enduring it nicely, I would say. I would say I'm being a trooper, right? No, but I'm just kidding. It's really a good time. But check it out. That's AmericaFirst.plus. Check it out. And with that, we're going to dive in. We got to start with this transgender tweet. And honestly, it couldn't have come at a better time, right? Because I just got done saying, I think yesterday, I tweeted that I'm going to vote Democrat in the midterms. And of course, this is the one thing you cannot do, right? That's what everybody says.
I'm going to do it.
You can be mad at Trump. You can shake your fist.
Democrat,
you can yell and scream, and you can tweet about it and everything. You can express your discontent. The one thing you're not allowed to do is switch up.
Like he said,
and you really should ask yourself why
Fuck
that
them.
is. Isn't that interesting? Because half the time I'm being told voting doesn't really matter. And, we can't even expect too much from Republicans because politics is so hard. And as long as they're marginally better, that's worth it. And other people are telling me we're never going to vote our way out of this. Okay. Now, if I tell people, hey, let's just switch it up. Republicans betrayed us. Let's go the other way. I get attacked harder than ever, harder than when I talk about Israel, harder than when I talk about women, close, but a little bit harder than that. I get brutally attacked. And what do they start to say about me? Well, they start saying that I'm woke. They start saying I'm a Democrat, I'm woke. I saw one of the pro-Trump meme pages makes an AI video edit where I have pink hair and I'm like a liberal faggot and everything. And I'm like, I hate Trump because blah, blah.
I wonder if that's the same.
So this is all going on in the past 24 hours. I say, look, I'm out. I'm done. You crossed my red line. As a matter of fact, you've been crossing my red line. We don't have mass deportations. We don't have a border wall. We are at war with Iran. You buried the Epstein files. This is a short list of red line crossings where now I've not even just said I'm not voting anymore, but I want to hurt Republicans. It's not that I don't want to help them. I actually want to hurt them.
Yes.
And this is a midterm election. Let's be clear about what's happening. Trump has another 2 years.
Yeah, it's not like I'm voting.
But in the midterms, we're reelecting the House and a third of the Senate. And the legislature has oversight power over the executive branch. And that is what I want.
Yes.
Oversight. I want the
Divided
Democrats to
government.
take both chambers, ideally. I'd be happy with the House too. This is the outcome I want.
It will
I
check
want the
them.
Democrats to take these chambers because I want them to slow the administration down. The administration is hurting us. It's doing bad things. I want the Democrats to pump the brakes. This is not good. Good things are not happening and bad things are happening. So I want to slow that down. I want to retard the administration. If they are burying the Epstein files, I want Democrats in Congress to open them up. If the administration brings us to war in Iran, I want the Democrats in power to stop the war. Like, for example, vote for the War Powers Resolution, which got struck down by Republicans. If you have people like Kristi Noem in DHS, she just got let go for some very questionable things that she and Corey Lewandowski were doing. I want Democrats to get to the bottom of it. And I want that to happen because I want the Republican Party to be punished. I want them to sweat. I want them to be, I want them to be diminished. Moreover, in 2028, there's going to be a Republican primary for the presidency. It will actually start in 2027, most likely. And who do you think is going to run? It's going to be people from inside this administration. It's going to be Vance. It's going to be Rubio. It might maybe Hegseth, might be Kristi Noem. It might be a few people from the admin. I think that everybody that's been a part of this admin is disqualified.
They're tainted.
If you're a part of this, you're disqualified. You're a part of the war in Iran, this failure. I don't think you should run in 28.
None of them
I want
resigned.
those people to be diminished too.
Fuck them.
And I want a space to be opened up. Anyway, that's my position. I'm sort of digressing and getting too much into this. You understand. But for this, I'm being called a woke liberal Democrat. They say,
and they're
what about all the other things that Democrats will bring? They like open borders and they like the social liberalism and they are going to prosecute conservatives and so on. And I've been hearing that for the past 24 hours. And then it literally could not be better timing. It couldn't be more perfect. Donald Trump puts out a post on Truth Social advertising his brand new legislation. You might have heard of it. It's called the SAVE Act. Now, I didn't even really know what was in it, but there's only so many more days in this legislative session. When Congress breaks for their summer recess in June, they don't really come back. They come back for a very short amount of time later in the year, and then that's it. So you have about 3 months worth of congressional session before the midterms, realistically. And in these 3 months, Trump wants to pass this landmark legislation. He's lobbying Democrats to pass it. He's also trying to convince John Thune in the Senate to get rid of the filibuster so that maybe they could pass it without the Democrats, without any Democrat votes, without hitting that 60-vote threshold. Now, my understanding of the SAVE Act is that it had to do with voting rights. That's what they said, that it has to do with you can only vote in an election if you have an ID or if you present proof of citizenship. And I support the legislation. Like I said before, I think that's good. It obviously makes sense. And that's obviously going to help Republicans in the future and degrade Democrats over the long term, which I support. But then today, Trump posts the whole SAVE Act, and this is what's in it.
Enlighten us.
His fifth point in the SAVE Act has nothing to do with voting and voter ID. The fifth point in the bill, this is on Trump's own Truth Social. It says, we're going to ban sex reassignment surgery, the genital mutilation of children in the name of transgenderism for minors. He writes, unless they have parental consent. That's the SAVE Act. That's the SAVE Act. They're calling that because it's going to save our country. How are we going to save our country? Voter ID. We're going to get women out of boys' sports and vice versa. And we're going to ban children that don't have their parents' consent from getting sex reassignment surgery. Make America great again. Nobody can cut off their penis at the age of 13 unless their parents agree with them. Great. This is a story. This is from Newsweek. It says, quote, President Donald Trump appeared to edit a post on Truth Social in which he included a provision that transgender surgery could occur with parental consent, which prompted backlash from prominent right-wing figures. In his original Truth Social post, which went up at 10:40 a.m., The president laid out 5 major points of his Save America Act, including no transgender mutilation surgery for children, comma,
While you call it
without the
mutilation
express written
surgery,
approval
does that
of the
make any
parents.
sense?
And that will be our credo. A new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, there will be no transgender mutilation of children without written consent of their parents. Yeah. This is where woke goes to die. Woke is dead. Transgender for everybody is dead. Awesome. The article goes on. It says the post had been removed and replaced later in the day, 6 hours later, with a post that did not include that part, without the express written approval of the parents. The initial post spread on social media with former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene hitting out at it and declaring that Trump had crossed all my lines. She said, quote, "The House passed my bill, Protect Children's Innocence Act, that makes it a felony to trans any child under 18, even if their parents are supporting or pushing it on their own kids. My bill was a reflection of Trump's own executive order banning child trans surgeries and so-called gender-affirming care. Now Trump is reversing his stance. What is wrong with him?" Yeah, that's a pretty good question, isn't it? So what happened then? So whatever happened there, huh? Tell me again, please tell me again, once more, why do we vote for Republicans and not Democrats? Can somebody give me a reason? Because it used to be, well, the Democrats are going to have open borders. Well, what do you call it when you openly say we're not going to deport every illegal alien? Is that not an amnesty? You're giving 40 million illegals amnesty? Okay. And they say, well, Democrats took us to war in Ukraine. If Trump were president, Russia would have never invaded Ukraine.
I don't even believe that.
Okay, well,
bullshit,
now
man.
we're in a war with Iran, and 80% of Republicans support it. So what about that? Then they say, well, Democrats are crazy. They're going to mutilate your kids. You're Catholic, some Christian you are. You're going to vote for the Democrats and support the mutilation of children? Oh, you didn't see? You didn't see the latest post from the God Emperor? You didn't see the latest post from the Trumpenreich? Yeah, so it turns out child sex surgery is back on the menu as long as the parents consent.
Back on the
so
menu,
literally,
boys.
what the fuck is the argument now? Seriously.
He's right.
What is even the argument? What is the economic argument?
He's absolutely right.
What is the foreign policy argument? What is the immigration argument? What is the social argument? What's the case?
Yeah, make
Vote
the case.
Republican. You know, maybe Trump is just trying to win me back, right? Maybe he saw the clip. He saw the tweet. I said I was voting Democrat, so then Trump leapt onto Truth Social and said, wait, we'll let people transition kids too. Just let the... And it's like, no, that's not why we're voting Democrat, actually. That's not why we're voting. We're not voting Democrat, Trump, because you're not like the left enough. We're voting Democrat because you're not Hitler, because you're not Napoleon, you're not Caesar, you're not him, you're not that guy. But maybe that's what he thought. He said, Nick Fuentes is voting Democrat. How do we keep the Groypers? Everybody's going left. Everybody's going Democrat. How can I be more like the Democrats? It's like, maybe that's what's going on. I don't know.
Can't turn left.
But now what can they even say? Literally perfect timing. I say I'm voting Democrat. People say, what about this? They play the whataboutism game.
And they compare it
What
to
about
the worst
nothing?
possible
What
thing.
about nothing? You got
Fucking
nothing.
bullshit.
Now Trump on True Social says we're going to trans kids with parental consent. And obviously, does it even need to be said? Transgenderism should not exist in America. Okay? Obviously, there will always be people that identify with the other gender, and they're going to try to live a lifestyle like that. And it's a free country. I guess people are going to do that
with the government,
right? But it is incumbent on the Republicans, if they've abandoned every other social cause, and they've abandoned the promotion of any other sexual morality, any other kind of morality at all. The bare minimum, can the Republican regime just uphold that men are men and women are women? Is that too much to ask now? It used to be the case that, maybe 5-10 years ago, people would say, well, we lost a battle on gay marriage or something, but we're going to hold the line at cutting children's penis.
That's so evil. This is all ground we've tread before. Shit.
What is even the point of electing Republicans? If this is the landmark legislation of the government.
Yeah. Wraps it in the arms of the federal government. That's evil. Ugh. Sorry about that. God damn it. Did it again. The fuck? What is this bullshit?
That's the law of the land. We are going to basically sell these children down the river. For what? It's the legislation that won't even get passed anyway. And honestly, what at this point is even the case that you can make to vote for Republicans even one more time? Even once more? Because to me, I just feel like you vote for Republicans, they make all these promises, and then nobody pays any attention to the outcome. They have completely divorced voting from the actual outcomes. You do realize these people are our representatives, right? Like that's their job, is to represent us. If you're Republican, you're supposed to represent the opposition to the Democrats. You're supposed to represent our values. And so if Republicans win the election making all these promises and earning support from people like us, and then they don't do any of those things, in many cases out of choice, don't you understand then that we absolutely have to then go against them? And by the way, you knew this was coming. Funnily enough, I actually did predict this in October of 2024. I'll read you my tweet. People are saying it's uncanny. I've had people sending me this tweet all day. I forgot about it. I tweeted about it and forgot about it. I told you this is precisely what would happen, literally to the letter. This is a tweet from October 16, 2024. I wrote, Trump 2024, and it's a list. I said mass immigration legally, trans kids with parental consent, no new wars except with Iran, free speech except anti-Semitism, pro-life but not at the federal level, and tax cuts for corporations.
Just essentially
I said
Trump.
The most important election of our lifetime. Is that not 100% on the money? It's 6 for 6. 6 out of 6. Mass immigration legally, check. We hit the H-1B cap both years. 600,000 Chinese students. Trump goes out a couple weeks ago and says, we're going to protect the illegal immigrant farm workers. We only want to deport criminals. That's an amnesty. Trans kids with parental consent. He just tweeted it. No new wars except with Iran. Here we are. Free speech except anti-Semitism. State Department and DHS are actively banning people from coming into America if they tweet anything critical of Israel. And they're revoking existing visas of people that have done that. Department of Education is shutting down free speech at Harvard for those that might criticize Israel. Pro-life, not at the federal level. Enough said. It isn't happening. Tax cuts for corporations. That's what they did with Big Beautiful Bill. $800 billion in Medicaid cuts to pay for another, I guess it's permanent, corporate tax cuts from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act in the first Trump administration. 6 for 6. I said this before the election. I said this a couple of weeks before the election. And here's the kicker. Do you remember in 2024, they were telling us this is the most important election of our lifetime. It's almost embarrassing even to repeat it. Don't they say that every time? It's always the most important election of our lifetime.
Just noise.
And you go, they can't all be the most important election.
Yeah.
But they all are. 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024, 2028. They're all the most important for reasons. I'm being told in 2028 it'll be the most important because of AI. And 2024 is the most important because of, I don't even remember what they were saying. 2020 was the most important because of COVID. 2016 it was most important because I don't even remember, some other reason. And they tell you that if you go with the Democrats, we're going to get race communism. We're going to get wartime communism. We're going to live under Sharia law. They're going to go door to door confiscating our guns. They're going to forcibly trans or gay all of the children. And there will be complete open borders. Well, and that, that part did obviously sort of happen. But if we elect Republicans, we're going to get charter cities in federal lands, and they're going to run on the blockchain, and we're going to make a phone call and end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, and we're going to build the wall finally, and we're going to have the largest deportation ever, and we're going to ban all the ultra-processed foods. Everyone's going to be eating pasture-raised eggs. And if somebody goes out, like I did, and say, you know what? I don't think so. I think we're going to get exactly the same shit no matter what.
We're going to get Democrat
light. I think that
light.
Basically 95%, we're going to get the same things no matter who is in charge, whether it's Republicans, Democrats. There'll be some stuff on the margins, but by and large, you're going to get the same crap. We still have Obamacare. How many times have Republicans won the House, Senate, White House since
shit.
2009, 2010 when that passed?
Ram shit
we still
down
got Obamacare
throats.
still here.
The Republicans
We
don't do
slowly
shit.
march to regime change in Syria, war with Iran, war in Ukraine, under all these administrations. When did the war in Ukraine really begin? It began under Obama. When the Euromaidan happened and Putin seized Crimea and started the secessionist war in the Donbass. It continued under Trump. When Trump pulled the United States out of the INF treaty and began supplying Ukraine with lethal aid. It continued under Biden when Zelensky said that he's going to maybe get a nuclear bomb at the Munich Security Conference and Putin invaded. And now it is continuing apace under Trump, where we are still at war in Ukraine. And yeah, they changed the accounting of it, but we're still sending tons of military aid to Ukraine. That's just an example. You get the same stuff either way. But they're counting on everybody to get out there and vote. Rah, rah, rah. Get the cheerleaders out there. And they want you to think that if the other side wins, the country will not survive. It's going to be World War III. Yep. It's the apocalypse. And if our side wins, everything's going to be great. And you press them on this stuff, and eventually you get them to the point where they admit, yeah, well, it's going to be marginally better than Democrats. And then you actually have to question, well, is that really all we're playing for? Because let me be perfectly honest with you. If all we're playing for is better than the Democrats, I will quit politics. Like, who would ever sacrifice anything for that? Look at how fucked up our country is. Our country is a joke.
Not in good shape.
Everything that actually matters, the fundamentals are all broken. Okay? The social fabric is broken. Diversity is killing us. Crime is rampant. This country is just depressing. It's a dead, depressing, hollow place to live. Everybody's miserable. Everyone recognizes everything's getting worse. I don't think there's anybody that really believes we'll even still be here in 100 years, that this country will still exist. Is that really what we're playing for in this context? Is we want to have policies that are exactly the same as the Democrats, but like a little bit better? At least it's a little bit better. That's the grand prize.
And we feel good about
because
that?
If someone had told me 10 years ago that's what we can hope for, I don't know, maybe I would have finished my degree. Maybe I would have just became a lawyer and like had a lot of fun or something. That's what we're playing for? I am of the opinion, and I continue to be of the opinion, that in order for this country to survive, we must have radical intervention. Radical, extreme. Yes, I'm an extremist. Yes, I'm a radical. Yes, I'm a fanatic. Everything is completely fucked up. And it doesn't take a genius to predict where all of this is headed. with feminism, hypergamy, collapsing fertility rates. Add to that open
Leaders.
borders, the diversification of America, the lowering of the average IQ, the collapse of the institutions, collapse of literacy.
Education going
It
to
goes
shit.
on and on and on. It's not hard to see that the society that we used to have will not exist.
It doesn't exist.
The foundations of that society are basically gone. It's like termites have eaten the foundation. It is just simply a matter of time to watch all of it over time get diminished, degraded, and eventually to collapse under its own weight.
Even Democrats are saying
So
it.
I'm just here from the future. I'm looking into the crystal ball at a country that looks like South Africa. I'm looking into the crystal ball where the roads are not kept up, where the sidewalks are not kept up. The infrastructure is dilapidated. We're in a post-literate society. Corruption is rampant. We're in an alien nation filled with people that we have nothing in common with, that have no loyalty to this
Doesn't
country,
feel
that don't
like
even
the
like
country
us.
JFK
I'm looking
was
into that
president of.
crystal ball. I just got out of my time machine from the year 2100, where America is a shithole, and I'm trying to tell people, wake the fuck up. Time to get serious now. We need to have radical change now. People need to start telling the truth. Everyone needs to start pulling their weight. We need to be demanding more from our government that it frankly is even fucking possible. If all we're playing for right now is, hey, well, it's going to be a little bit better than the Democrats. Okay, well, that's not good enough. That's not a solution. That doesn't change anything. They swapped out Anthropic with, I suppose they swapped out Anthropic with OpenAI.
Yeah,
That's
Claude
better for alignment. They
ChatGPT.
switched out. Now Netflix doesn't own Warner Brothers. It's Larry Ellison. Oh, based. Great. CBS isn't run by the left. Now it's run by Barry Weiss. Oh, super. This fixes everything. This fixes something. No, it fixes nothing. It fixes nothing. And so people say, well, you just want to destroy everything. You're an accelerationist. Here is what I want. I am playing hardball. I want to use my leverage. We're not going to wake up everybody or even most people. I want to wake up the members of my nation. As you might have heard from other people before, we have to wake up the members of the nation, the Aryan nation. We have to wake everybody up, maybe 3% of the population, 10% of the population. We got to wake the people the fuck up, and we have to form an America First bloc. And the America First bloc has to drag the party to the right. The center right is our biggest enemy, okay? Imagine if Trump got elected, because he could do this. Imagine if Trump got elected and he had a cadre of like people like me to run the government. Who would stop him? Okay, who would stop him? If Trump got elected and he had a cadre of people in the White House that have the same ideology as me, literally, who the fuck could stop him? Running DHS, running the Secretary Department, or the State Department, running the Department of War, running these things. No one could stop this. No one could stop them. They just didn't. Okay, they just didn't. So we need to play hardball until that's exactly what we get. And so for me, I'm outcome independent. I don't care. Democrats win, Republicans win. I don't care. Here's my goal. My goal is not to get Republicans for another 2 years so they can hold the line. That's fake. That's bullshit. There's no line. There's no line separating them. They're the same. Here's my end game. I'm thinking long term. I don't care who wins the next election, the next cycle. I just want people to wake up. I want people to wake up. I want people to get involved. And I want some kind of political outfit to be created that will eventually take over this country and then run it like a dictatorship and fix it. That's the only solution. And yeah, maybe a cataclysm has to happen. Maybe there will be a crisis. I think we all see that coming on the horizon, and maybe there isn't one. But whether it's slow and steady or whether it happens slowly and then all at once, eventually we're going to need an outfit made up of people like us to take all of the power. And that doesn't happen when you have people like Trump that are sitting on shit or get off the pot. Trump actually is maybe the single biggest obstacle right now because he is sucking up all the oxygen. anybody that would be a radical, anybody that would be fired up, he is diverting all of their energy and all of their attention and all of the resources into this movement that is going nowhere. Everyone recognizes it is going nowhere. This is where it has led. Where do you think it's going in 2028? You think it's going to get radically better? This is it. We saw the first term. This is our second term. This is what we got, okay? Where do you think all this MAGA stuff is actually headed? You think that somehow between now and 2028, Trump will have finished making America great again? When he exits office in 2029, that will have been 14 years after he came down the escalator. Did he in any way meaningfully make America great again?
Did they
No.
just shut my stream off?
What he did do is waste all of our time, energy, attention, resources caught up in his fate. And who knows, if he went down at some point, either by losing an election or whatever, a vacuum would have been created and filled. Vacuums get filled. That is what happens. And maybe someone would have gotten in, and maybe they wouldn't have. But we just don't know, because what we do know is that he has been at the center of it all, absorbing everything like a black hole and fucking around. He has not yet crossed the Rubicon. He's playing in it. He's playing games. He is sitting on the edge of it, threatening Rome, daring everybody to attack, daring everybody to get mad.
It seems
He'll
like it's
never
just
cross that line.
to make him feel good.
Over and over it's happened. How many wasted opportunities?
And he's getting old.
The COVID pandemic, the BLM riots, the stolen election, this. And has he ever used that as his Reichstag fire? Has he ever used it to actually expand or institutionalize his political power? No. No. This movement is not only not getting more radical, it's getting less radical. How insane is that? Think about how horrible things have gotten. We have been through forced vaccinations. They transferred all the wealth during the pandemic. People forget that this happened. They banned everybody from doing business except Amazon and Walmart. And now Walmart is a brick and mortar store with $1 trillion market cap. Okay? Forced vaccinations, this insane wealth transfer, great reset, trillions printed. We're at war with Iran. BLM, black people burned down the cities and they abolished the fucking police. They brought in 10 million illegal aliens. And not only is the Trump movement not utilizing these crises, not only is the Trump movement not making people more radical, it's making them less radical than they've ever been. It's putting them to sleep. And anybody that wants to push further is castigated. Anybody that says, no, forward, we need more, is called disloyal, a panikin, these ridiculous, childish names. It's retarding the progress of the radical right. I'm a progressive. I'm a prog. I want to go forward. I'm new wave. Think about this. Here's a little example. Do you know, here's like maybe the best example of this, and you'll see what I mean. In December 2015, during the presidential primary, the then candidate Donald Trump came out during a rally and read from a piece of paper. He said, Donald Trump is calling for a total shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until we can figure out what is going on. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The official policy of the Trump campaign was, we're going to ban Muslims from coming to America.
That takes balls.
Now, fast forward 10 years later. Recently, I talked about the Muslim ban on my show. I said, remember when Trump wanted to ban all Muslims? I have MAGA shills in my replies saying, Trump never wanted to ban all Muslims.
What?
That was fake news. CNN
Bullshit.
made that up. Trump
Bullshit.
isn't racist. You see?
It's not even about race.
This is what has happened. 10 years ago, Trump was radicalizing all of us. Trump got on TV and said, these illegal aliens, they're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and we got to deport them all, and we got to ban all Muslims. Hillary Clinton is owned by the international banks and the global special interests. He literally had ads with a Jewish Star of David on her face. He said Marco Rubio is a puppet of Sheldon Adelson. He'll do anything they say. They pull the strings. That was the Trump movement in 15.
Oh, shit.
We have come so far since then that now the biggest Trump supporters think that's a myth. They think it never happened.
Wow. That's incredible.
For them, MAGA has always been this like centrist
Empty
Republican
shell.
platform. That's all it is to them.
Run by Jews.
That's what I'm talking about. And this is what I say for 26. This is what I say for 28. Let this country have a reckoning with the Democrats. Let the Republicans have a reckoning with the Democrats. Keep voting down the center-right. The center-right is our biggest enemy because that's our market share.
They are. They're liberals.
It's going to go one of two ways. Either the center-right is going to control the Republican Party, and the far-right is going to reluctantly go along with it. Right?
Right. Shuffling
that is what has been happening. The center-right is going to run the White House. They're going to run the GOP. They are going to push their ideology of neoliberalism and neoconservatism, and the far right will be dragged along. Okay, I guess we'll vote for this, even though we hate it. Or the far right will lead. The far right will have.
The Muslim ban was not a trendy slogan. That was real. I remember the Muslim ban. I want to say it was like 7 and then he switched it to countries where it was like 7 countries nobody could come from because they roasted him over the religious thing. But that was real. Nick is not bullshitting here. It wasn't just a trendy slogan. It was it was de facto law.
And the center right, if they want to avoid the Democrats, they're going to have to reluctantly, okay, I guess we'll go with the far right. At least it's not Kamala. Why does it never go the other way?
Yeah.
That is what we have to have. And maybe that's where people don't really understand my mindset. If all we get for the next 20 years is Republicans, nothing will ever change. If all we get for the next 20 years is Democrats, nothing will ever change. What is required is a radical intervention. If you're not walking, living, breathing, waking up for that, I don't know what you're doing here in politics. I don't know what you're doing other than trying to get invited to parties. Seriously. That's what these people live for. They're trying to make some scratch. They're trying to make a couple bucks. They're trying not to become a wage slave. So they get into politics and they're not very entertaining and they're not very smart. So how do I get a job at the Washington Examiner? Well, I got to kiss the ring. I got to kiss Trump's ass or whatever. But for me, look, I'm a radical. I am here for the radical reform. If that's not on the table, I will go flip burgers. Like, I don't mind, you know.
Yeah, you do.
But that's really what it's come to. So I look at that True Social post today and I'm like, how do you not understand now? How do you not see it? Are we getting a radical intervention in the economy? Think about how fucked up the economy is. You know, and what does Trump want to do? What's the solution? Cut interest rates. Who's that good for? Is that good for people trying to save money? Oh, let's just cut interest rates and inflate this asset bubble even more. Let's inflate the housing market even more. He's literally going around saying housing prices should go higher because we want homeowners to get richer. Okay, that's your radical. And we need a tax cut for who? Corporations. Cut the corporate tax rate and deregulate AI, the literally richest companies and individuals in the world. What are we doing on the foreign policy front? War everywhere. War everywhere. War with Iran, war in Yemen, bombing Nigeria, we did an operation in Ecuador.
Bro, I remember
okay, so that's not going
Muslim
well.
ban.
Immigration.
He had to change
Still
it to
no
the
border
countries
wall.
after he instituted
And no
the
mass
Muslim
deportation.
ban.
So those 40 million illegal aliens, they're still here and they still have birthright citizenship and that's still ongoing. And people go, well, but he secured the border. Yeah, he secured the border in 2020. And then you know what happened after that? Biden unsecured it.
Yeah. What good
That's
is it
why
when
you
they
have to
secure
build
it? No,
a
you have to
wall.
throw people out.
That's what Trump said in
And this is what I've been saying. We need the wall because they can just willy-nilly fucking throw the border open whenever they want. No. That should not be possible. And if they do decide that, we should be able to show up at ports of entry with fucking guns. Like, no, bitch, you ain't coming in. We can't do that when there's no wall. They can just bend us over and fucking raw dog it.
16, Trump said we have to build a wall because if you do anything less, if it's not physical, it could be undone. And that's exactly what happened. People say, well, but Trump has done a good job securing the border. I know, he has. I remember he did that in 2020. And then a Democrat got in and they unsecured it, and then they let in 10 million illegal aliens. So, no, we need the wall.
Yes.
And this late in the game, we also need the deportations because illegal immigration was a problem in 16. Then a ton of them came in under Trump's first term, and many more came in under Biden.
10,
so
20 million.
It's like you look at it and you really have to wonder what exactly is the argument anymore? What the hell do you have to lose? Trump used to say that all the time. What the hell do you have to lose at this point? So that was the last straw for me. Maybe this will be the last straw for you. I'm 6 for 6. I told you this was coming. I told you this was going to happen. And by the way, let's not retcon history. Now everybody says, well, anyone could have predicted it would have went down that way. No, that is not at all how it happened. Everybody in 2024 was saying this is going to be the golden age.
I have absolutely no intention of leaving this country before I die. I have every intention of being buried in this country. And I would rather die than be buried. I'd rather die here with my boots on than be buried in another country. So I don't care that the wall works both ways. That's the point. If this country goes to shit, I'm going to stay and fight it out. I'm not leaving. I'm an American and I'm going to fight for it.
Everybody was saying, not he's going to be better than the Dems. Everybody was saying this is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread.
There's a reason
and
why.
Everybody was glazing and excited and optimistic and everything. And I was the asshole for pointing out what the campaign was saying. No, not going to happen, guys. Mass deportations, not going to happen. War with Iran, imminent. The rest of it, people did not want to hear that. So, what is it that you would like to do? Do you want to feel good about your choices? Would you like to feel some reassurance? Would you like to feel good about the future? Or would you like to get serious about politics? Would you like to actually get a little bit serious about how we need to play? And we need to become players. Voting for the same party every time isn't playing. You know, that's not playing. I don't know if you know that. Playing involves tactics, strategies, messaging, not just, well, let's just keep supporting, let's just keep voting, let's just, you know, the casino loves that. There's nothing more that the house loves than somebody that just keeps saying, hit me, hit me, hit me, yeah, more. Yeah, let's just keep hitting the slot machine, keep hitting the slot machine. Maybe we'll hit the jackpot. Maybe we'll get, you know, somebody's got to win. Eventually you got to win. Well, you know, you can't win if you don't play. That's literally, you're like a junkie. Can't win if you don't play. Let's just keep hitting the slot machine. And the casino loves you. They love you. So, yeah, transgender, yeah, nice try. They said you're a woke Democrat because you're going to not vote for Republicans. Okay, so now the Republicans are woke Democrats too. Transgender surgeries with your parents' consent. Perfect. Just perfect. Amazing. Anyway, that's that. I do want to move on. I want to get into the ongoing war in Iran. We give a little update about this. And there's not too much more to say other than we're going to continue to talk about the course of the war and some of the operations. And we're getting into a very big problem here. So as you know, we are entering, I believe it's now the 5th day of the war in Iran. It started on Saturday. And so we're about to enter the 2nd week of the war at the tail end of Friday. Friday at midnight, I think we'll be in week number 2. And what we now understand about the conflict is that Trump's intention was probably that he wanted to go hard and go fast, hit the Iranian regime really hard, and basically kill enough of the leadership that eventually they would surrender. destroy enough of their equipment, kill enough of their leadership, and as they did in Venezuela, we will be able to achieve something like a regime change without a regime change. By just cutting off the head of the snake, cutting off the top 50 people in the regime, maybe you can leave the rest of the regime intact and not have to engage in this very complicated business of nation building and re-education and political change and all those kinds of things. And you could actually keep the security infrastructure in place just with a more compliant leader. That seems to have been the tactic. But as many are now pointing out, we might be running into a problem. Now, we're not sure because a lot of this information is classified and we are in the middle of the fog of war. So things are actually very difficult to predict. It's actually more difficult to predict what happens tomorrow, today, than what is happening now 2 years ago, because the fog of war is thick and heavy and it's all around us. But here is what seems to be happening. Iran is not surrendering. They're not asking to negotiate, as far as we know. They're not waving the white flag. They are continuing and still capable of launching ballistic missiles at Persian Gulf shipping and at the Gulf countries. The Iranian Council has selected a new supreme leader and they haven't named him. The foreign minister goes on TV and says, if the U.S. invades us, we'll be here. We'll be waiting for them. Now, here's the question. If the United States cannot get in and get out quickly, if they can't do what Trump set out to, which is to pound Iran, achieve a quick victory, and then leave, if Iran is obstinate and they do not surrender, then what is going to happen? Is there an off-ramp for Trump to de-escalate and have some sort of ceasefire and get away from the conflict? Or alternatively, does it have to escalate? Well, there are a couple of variables here, a couple of really big problems if this war goes on for a very long period of time. And we've talked about one of them, which is the missile warfare. So Iran's primary deterrent at this point is its ballistic missile arsenal. And this is the biggest threat to all of Iran's neighbors, that Iran has the largest and most diverse stockpile of ballistic missiles. It has a native drone factory, native ballistic missile production facilities, and they're all underground. And these missiles can just be thrown out at the Gulf countries, at Israel, at U.S. bases, and at Persian Gulf shipping. These missiles largely cannot be intercepted, at least not economically. You can shoot down the missiles and you can mitigate the damage. However, our ability to intercept the missiles is constrained by the physics of it, the technology, but also of the economics of it. It is a lot harder to shoot down a ballistic missile than it is to hit an airport with a ballistic missile. And so what does that mean? It means for every one ballistic missile that Iran launches at a hotel or an airport or a ship or a base, you need maybe 5 interceptors to go up. If the rate of interception is 15 to 20%, because it's a very difficult business, it's much easier to lob a ballistic missile than to shoot one down, then it costs 5 times as much if it's a 1-to-1 cost ratio to shoot down a ballistic missile than to launch one. But then there's so that's a physical, technological problem. But then you've got the economics problem, which we've discussed also. We don't make as many interceptors as Iran makes ballistic missiles, so we need 5-to-1, but we make them at a slower rate, not a faster rate, and they cost much more. They cost maybe 7 times more.
They cost
to make
so
one interceptor.
much money.
So the rate of production is slower,
Millions.
the cost is higher,
It's
you need
insane.
more of them for every ballistic missile. And so what this means is you can protect some sites for a short period of time, but you can't protect
made us
everything
look
for a
weak.
sustained period of time.
Shameful.
You can protect Israel in a very narrow conflict for 2 weeks. You can protect all of Israel's population centers for 2 weeks. But you can't protect Israel, Jordan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Emirates. You can't protect 10 different countries across the whole region indefinitely. And so what happens at that point, if you run out of interceptors, is then you have to pick and choose. What are we going to protect and where?
Ugh.
And this is a big problem because the Middle East is now shut down. There's not very many flights going into or out of the Emirates. And that's a big problem because you got a ton of capital markets there. There's a ton of very niche banking service in a country like that. You have a lot of ultra high net worth individuals bringing capital into a nation like the Emirates. And so that's very bad for business. If you want to have millionaires and billionaires coming to Dubai to invest their money or for their capital markets, if African and West Asian, South Asian countries are doing their banking in the Emirates, well, that's a very big problem if they can't get into and out of the country because the airport is being bombarded with missiles. They don't want to die. So this might be ruinous. And the same goes for their tourism, their hotels, and other civilian infrastructure. So this cannot go on forever. And the issue with these ballistic missiles, what's more, is that you can't destroy all of them. We don't know where all of them are. We can't destroy where all of them are. They're highly mobile. And what they can do is they can disassemble them, ship them, and reassemble them somewhere else. Iran is a very big country. And so you can launch 2,000 airstrikes, as we have, against hundreds of different targets. And you can pound them for weeks. But it's a very big country. And Iran has prepared for this. This is their doctrine. And again, if you run out of interceptors, we don't know how many missiles they have. We don't know how many interceptors we have. If you run out of interceptors, then I guess it doesn't matter because they could just keep, even if it's a handful of them, they can lob them over, and that's very destabilizing. But then you have a second and related problem, which is not only are the missiles hitting all this stuff on land, but they're also hitting ships in the Strait of Hormuz. And even if they can't hit the ships, there is enough of a threat that the ships are not going to take the risk. So for those that don't know, it's about a third of the crude oil in the whole world goes through the Strait of Hormuz because that's where all the oil is. All the oil is extracted from the Persian Gulf and from the countries that surround the Persian Gulf, from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Emirates, Qatar, Iran. That's where all the oil is. That's where it's refined, and then that's where it's shipped out. And there's a narrow choke point that separates the Persian Gulf, where the oil is, from the Indian Ocean, where it goes out into the world and it goes to China or it goes elsewhere. That's the Strait of Hormuz. It's a very, very narrow choke point, naval choke point. And so what Iran can do is they can simply threaten to attack shipping in that narrow sea lane. And even if they don't hit those ships, and even if those ships have a guarantee from the U.S., either from the U.S. Navy that the ship will cross safely or from the Development Finance Corporation that those ships will be insured, these companies don't want to risk it. And maybe they're betting that the war won't go on for very long, so they're hanging back. And what has happened so far is that the volume of shipping through the Strait of Hormuz is down about 80%. And you got about 200 shipping containers that are stuck on the wrong side of it, and they're waiting for this conflict to be over. They're waiting because no insurance companies will insure their cargo because it's too risky to go through there. They just don't know what Iran is capable of and how long this is going on. And this is a big problem. And so now you have countries like Japan. They're talking about opening up their strategic oil reserves. And China is talking about slowing down the export of its energy.
Right.
This
Eating
is also
rice.
a problem
Come
for
on
countries in Europe. Ever since we blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, which transports Russian natural gas to Germany for very cheap, Germany doesn't have enough energy. Where do they get it? They get liquefied natural gas to replace the natural gas from the pipelines, and they get it from the Gulf. They get it from us. They get it from other countries. So if you have LNG, if you have crude oil not moving through the Strait of Hormuz, this is going to have very intense and acute effects for the global economy. It might be a big problem if this goes on for a long time. And again, as long as Iran is able to launch the missiles, then they're not going to insure these ships. And if there's no insurance, then the ships aren't going to go through. And naturally, countries will adjust. Oil prices will go up. But this is going to have some big ramifications for the economy. Now, if the war can't go on forever, then running out of interceptors, this acute effect on the global energy market, then what is the United States going to do to extricate ourselves from the situation? If it can't go on, it won't. So what are the two options? Well, option number one is that we de-escalate.
And we're just
Russia
going
is
into
calling for a
debt,
ceasefire.
further
Other
and
countries
further
are
into
calling for a
debt.
ceasefire.
Billions.
Well,
Every day they spend
obviously it goes without
billions
saying, if there's a ceasefire,
on
then it
war.
means we leave without achieving our objectives. If we de-escalate and have a ceasefire, the Iranian regime remains intact. Huge propaganda victory because they can claim the U.S. did their worst. Look at what they did. They killed our supreme leader. They martyred him, and we're still standing. They can't knock us down. It's like, that's a problem for Washington if they're able to claim that victory. And it's also a problem in the future because then what does the Iranian regime immediately do? Well, one, its people rally to the cause of the regime. Not only does the regime not come apart, but I think the people rally around the Islamic revolutionary regime, and then they immediately start to rebuild. So all those capabilities that you just destroyed, they just rebuild them. And it's cheap and it's quick and they have the blueprints and the technology. So they just then start importing the cheap supplies to rebuild all their missiles. You can't go right back in all over again. It's the same problem. So we're not going to do that. We're in it. The U.S. is in it. Israel's in it. And we can't back away unless we have something to show for it. So what else can happen to relieve this problem? Well, if we can't bomb them into submission, if we can't bomb all their ballistic missiles, then we're going to have to go in and break them apart ourselves. I'm talking about a ground force. You're going to need to send in U.S. Special Forces with the Kurds or with some other ground force, and you're going to have to go into parts of Iran and try to break apart the regime, try to kill their soldiers, try to destroy their nuclear facilities, try to destroy their ballistic missile production facilities, and it will have to be surgical and precise, but that's what they're going to have to do. In this vast country that's 3 times the size of Iraq with a huge population that hates you, and 200,000 Revolutionary Guard and 400,000 Iranian armed forces and another 300,000 besiege, you're going to have to go in there and try and do it yourself. You and what army? Who's going to go and do that? Us? The Kurds? 30,000 Kurdish militia are going to go in and do, I don't think so. Nobody knows. Well, here's a little evidence. U.S. Central Command from the Pentagon, they're overseeing the war. This is in the Central Command zone. That's the Middle East. U.S. Central Command says they're preparing for a 100-day war. They're rushing intelligence personnel to southern Florida to prepare for a long war with Iran that goes on at least until September. This is the story. It says, quote, the Pentagon is rushing to expand intelligence operations as Washington prepares for a prolonged war on Iran, launched alongside Israel with military planning stretching well into the autumn. A report by the U.S. outlet Politico on Wednesday revealed that U.S. Central Command has asked the Pentagon to deploy additional military intelligence to its headquarters in Tampa, Florida. The reinforcements would support operations against Iran for at least 100 days and potentially until September. The request marks the first known move by the Trump administration to increase intelligence personnel for the war and signals that Washington is preparing for a far longer campaign than initially presented to the public. So that might be a clue as to where this is headed. That's all everybody is talking about is escalation. That's the language by Pete Hegseth. That's the language by Trump. That we can do more. We can bomb them harder. We can hit them with bigger bombs, more powerful weapons. We're not going to rule out boots on the ground. Where does it go from here? Honestly, nobody knows. Nobody has any clue where this is going to go. We have rolled the iron dice. The die is cast. That was a favorite expression of Otto von Bismarck. He always preferred diplomacy.
Roll the
German
dice.
chancellor. He always preferred diplomacy and negotiations because once you go to war, you have no control over the outcome.
Taking over.
And there's all sorts of factors that enter in, randomness and chance, and it becomes a battle of wills.
They should have won World War I.
Now that we made this decision to launch the war, the die is cast.
You roll those dice.
It's out there.
Don't know.
And now it is fate. It is destiny. It's in the hands of these decision makers and what they think is right. It's unpredictable. And you see people out there making excuses. This is why you can't go to war. This is a war that what is even the upside here? If we win this thing, what do we get from it? Actually, what do we get? Oil? We have oil. We're rich in oil. Isn't that what Venezuela is all about? Why don't we, if we really want oil, let's get Mexico and Venezuela under control and take their stuff. We have Saudi Arabia in our back pocket. We don't need the oil there. What actually do we need in Iran? Well, we don't want them to have missiles. Why the hell not? Who cares? The missiles can't hit us. They say, well, Iran's going to make ICBMs. When? In 10 years? They say Iran is at least 10 years away from an ICBM. Nuclear weapons, I thought that's why we bombed Fordo and got out cleanly. Wasn't that the argument there? So even if we succeed in our objectives with minimal loss of life or collateral damage, what's even the upside of rolling the dice like this, of taking the risk? Very little upside for Americans and for the United States. As we know, the upside all belongs to Israel.
Yep.
The risk is ours.
All this bullshit.
Blowback, collateral damage, loss of life, that's ours. That belongs to us. It's our reputation on the line as a country. We have staked our status as the world superpower on this. It's American soldiers dying, our equipment being destroyed, and stockpiles running low. If anybody gets killed in a terrorist attack, it'll be here in America. So it's our risk, it's their benefit. And still people say, yeah, well, as long as we don't do boots on the ground, as long as we don't do this, nobody elected Trump to roll the dice on this one. Bad move. And it's not like we didn't know any better. This has literally happened every time we've done this. We went into Iraq. We went into Afghanistan. And what happened there? We went in thinking those would be short wars. We went in there thinking we have these goals. It's going to be quick. We're overpowered. We're going to go in and we're just going to win. And look at what happened there. And look at what happened in Syria. And look at what happened in Libya. Every model has been tried. There were no major casualties from the NATO coalition force in Libya. Is that a winner? We invaded Iraq. Was that a winner? We did a proxy force in Syria. There was blowback. Is that a winner? None of these have been winners. And yet here we are. Oh, well, let's roll the dice again. And for what? And it's really looking like we're being drawn further and further. That's all you could say about it. It started with killing Soleimani. It started before that, but got to start somewhere. Okay, well, we just killed Soleimani. Okay, well, we're just shooting down their missiles. Okay, well, we just bombed their nuclear program. No big deal. Okay, well, now we're just bombing the shit out of them, but there's going to be no boots on the ground. We're being drawn in. We're taking on a larger share of it.
Whispers.
And you just wonder, is there any limiting principle here? Trump won't rule out boots on the ground. So we're really just fucking doing it again. It's hard to believe, and it's hard to watch. And the only silver lining is hopefully this just crashes the Trump administration and we get Trump on steroids. Trump got elected in response to bullshit like this. You hope that if this is a catastrophe, and in some ways you hope it is, not obviously for those that'll lose their lives, anybody, but you hope that politically maybe this creates the impetus for something much stronger in 2028. At least I hope that's what we get, because this is insane. And by the way, 80% of Republicans support this. 100% of people that identify as MAGA Republicans support this. So that's just another data point. Trump got elected in 2016, turning Republicans against the war in Iraq. Now that Trump is elected in 2024, he's getting Republicans to want a war with Iran. That's a de-radicalizing force. I have no interest in that. That's part of the problem. But that's that. We're going to move on. We're going to take a look at our super chats. We'll see what you guys have to say about all this. We'll get strapped in here. I can't tell if this is a longer show or a shorter show. When did I start?
At least cigarettes are natural.
But, I mean, what else is there to say? It's
vape shit.
It's a very bad situation all the way around. Not to be too negative, but it is. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Okay.
Non-groy per groy percent $20. The speech you gave regarding the friends really stuck with me. Praying for you, Nick. We are all sinners, so pray for me
Yo,
too.
hook a brother up with
Thanks
a
a
like
lot.
and a
Appreciate
subscribe.
it.
Crockbot whip a cent $30. Hi Nick, I love you. Been watching for a while, first time super chatter. I was at the store this morning and saw a company doing work in Ohio, a company called Paladin. It's a surveillance company, and I would guess it's linked with Palantir. Can someone verify? I feel crazy and can find zero information on it. God bless you.
I haven't heard of it, but
All things AF sent
okay.
$25. Plaza Rickenster the big WTH Freitas. He has 1.5 mil subs. The guy is extremely well articulated like yourself. Would be fire. Fire emoji.
If he gets views, I'll do it. But I mean, yeah, he's got 1.5 million subs. He can't pull 50,000 views. So
Denzel from Mouse sent $20. Two halves major parties. US can learn from this. Your vote is all you have. Don't give it away for free. Least of all to traitors. Build a time machine and use it to go back in time and molest Netanyahu. Groy percent $20. When Sneeko quits the Muslim LARP, never let him forget how insufferable he was. Faith Merrill has HPV from.
hey, come on now. Stop. Come on. Dude, it's really getting on. It's every day with this guy. What did he just tweet? Dude, what was the clip today? I'm really getting bothered by this shit. I'm not going to lie. He literally said, I sent it in my group chat. Let me see if I could. Yeah. He tweets today, quote, Muslims follow a backward religion. Then he posts a picture of people praying with their hands on Trump and Vance praying at the wall. And it's like, what? Okay, so what happened to Goyim Unite, asshole? What happened, my friend? But that kind of post, why are we doing that? Why is it always an attack on Christians and on America? If you want to say, you want to defend Islam, say, okay, Jews have a backward religion, right? He wants to say, Goyim unite, blah, blah. But it's always the dagger at the Christians. It's always a little jab at the Christians. What is that? Who is that directed at? Quote, Muslims have a backwards religion. Oh yeah, Christians do too. What about Christians? What about this? What about this? What about? It's always the third worldists love nothing more than whataboutism. Sneeko just found out today that Muslims can't wear the color red because the prophet said that. Okay.
What the fuck?
And now Christians are catching a stray out of nowhere. It's like, hey man, why always the whataboutism? Maybe it's because you can't defend your own religion. Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why.
You can't wear this because it's red. Not because it's this, but because it's red. I don't want to defend that. I don't want to defend, some of the nonsense in there. So it's constantly just, well, what about you? Well, what about that? It's a tu quoque. It's always some sophist tactic. And it's just getting really bothersome. I can't just see that shit on my timeline day in, day out. What about Christians? What about the West? Like, you say one struggle, and then all you do is fucking attack us. I am a Christian. I am American. By the way, so are you. And all it is just heaping shit on us. So I'm just telling you, these are the rules of engagement. You can't say it's one struggle and then attack Christians. And you can say, oh, well, yeah, but we get attacked too. There's got to be some graciousness there. There's got to be some give. So, yeah, it's really getting to a point. It's getting to a point when you just see this day in, day out. Christians are hypocrites. Westerners are hypocrites. What about this? But you said this. And it's like, hey, man, you love Islam so much, go live in a fucking Muslim country at this point. You got nothing but negative shit to say about Christians and Americans in the West, and nothing but glaze for them boys. Nothing but praise for the brown clowns. Oh, look at the Muslims praying. Oh, Islam is so holy. Oh, Islam isn't like the degenerate West. Okay, man, you don't want to live in the degenerate West? Go live in fucking Egypt then. Go live in Morocco. He always says it like that. Morocco? Go fucking live over there then. You know what we have here? People wash their hands. We've got drinking water that's clean from the tap. Like, it's relatively peaceful. Like, we have first world everything. It's also funny, bro loves Martin Scorsese. That's haram. Sorry, you can't have that. You want to shit on the West? You want to shit on that? You can't have Martin Scorsese. You can't have filmmaking. You can't have secular art. You can't have any of that shit. You want to play that game? Mr. I hate the degenerate West, Mr. I hate these Christian hypocrites.
He's going
Sorry,
in
you
on
don't get
somebody.
Martin Scorsese. That is haram. Sorry, you don't get that then. Mr. Filmmaker, Mr. Producer, you don't get all that then. Can't have it all ways. So, it's no beef. It's no beef with the man. It's the beef with the process here, okay? It's a beef with how you're operating. As that's just, I can't watch that day in, day out and not get pissed off. You know, on this show, I'd like to think that on my Twitter and what did I literally say on my show yesterday? I literally did an olive branch on my show yesterday. I said, we're uniting everybody. I don't care if you're Christian or Muslim, blah, blah.
You did.
And maybe he didn't watch the show. He doesn't probably watch the show every night. But it's like, this is how it's always repaid. Every semblance of a peace offering is always met with this chip on the shoulder. And at the end of the day, this is our fucking country. This is a Christian country. That's where it comes from. You got to get with the program. So, yeah. They act like they're equals. They act like, well, you need to respect us and blah, blah. And don't get me wrong. Respect is given, but don't get it twisted and think that we're coming here on the basis of equals. You're in a Christian country.
They wouldn't be allowed to decorate their mosques. It would have
I'm not
to look
in
like
Iraq
a business.
looking for sympathy. I'm not in Egypt looking for sympathy.
No evangelizing.
I'm not in Egypt
whatsoever.
bitching about how Egypt was never a Muslim country.
For Muslims.
You're here. You are here in a country built by Christians saying, oh, you're all hypocrites. Fuck you, blah, blah. Your religion's backwards too. Here's the difference. You're here. We're not there. No one's breaking down the door to go live there. No one is rushing to go live in Saudi Arabia other than what, like migrant workers from Bangladesh? People are trying to get here and Europe. So, yeah, just can we just not? Can we just stop? Just stop. It's seriously, it's getting seriously annoying.
Faith Merrill's mixed race aborted fetus grower percent $20. Remember when you defended Orville?
Why? Can we seriously leave Faith Merrill alone? Don't make me simp. I'm not trying to simp, but she is a nice girl. She's a fan of the show. It's not really funny. Okay? It's one thing saying like women in general are idiots or whatever, even if you want to talk about some woman that's actually some degenerate. But, I mean, who would want to be a part of this?
You're getting dragged. That's awful. That's not right. You're making me be that guy. Shit. God damn it. Fuck. Your bullshit. Eh.
And I'll just tell you, no team, no corporate entity, no army, no anything can operate that way. A family can't operate that way. You have discussions, you have disagreements, and not everybody's always going to have a consensus on every issue. But when you go out on the battlefield, when you're out in front of the stands and when you're facing the enemy, it's a united front and you go with the play. That's all. And a lot of people, they think it's this false binary where it's like, well, everybody is always so shitty to me. They go, oh, all your dick riders, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, are you the hero? Oh, yeah, you must be the guy that didn't hail Hitler, right? There is a virtue, actually, in obedience when it comes to a hierarchical structure, when it comes to a corporate entity, that's how it functions. And that's just how it has to work. There's a sort of principle of subordination, right? So some people think there's some kind of hero, there's some kind of free thinker. They go, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid like these other people. It's like, okay, well, are you with me or are you not with me? Listen, I don't need it for you to stroke my ego, but I need to know that when I'm in the foxhole, someone is going to have my back. That's it. That's literally what it is. You know, when you think about how the old armies used to be, when they would stand in a line and just fucking shoot at each other, you need to know that people are not going to turn and run. You need to know that people are going to execute the plan and they're going to stand shoulder to shoulder. And if you go down, someone from behind is going to get to the front and replace you. That's all. We don't need to be best good friends. We don't need to be pals. We don't need to agree, whatever. But it's like, some people just don't understand that as a principle. And I don't know. To me, I always thought that was very common sense. And I'm thinking of a specific example. It's like with AFPAC 2. I had all these people that were like the war room of the Groypers, the generals. And I thought these were my niggas. I thought they were my guys. And I made the decision as the leader of the movement that we were going to do AFPAC 2, that we were going to do this conference back in 2021. And the reason it was so contentious is it was a few weeks after January 6th. And so everybody was very scared. Because after January 6th, the DOJ just started cracking down on everybody. And they started cracking everybody, but they started coming down really hard on everybody. And so it's very controversial. People were scared and they said, well, I don't know if it's a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't go. It's too risky. And I heard everybody out. I heard everybody's concerns. I ameliorated their concerns. I came back and said, I've solved these problems. I've made the decision. We're doing it. And to a man, they all said, well, then we're not going. And I go, okay, so this clearly isn't a fucking army. What kind of army is this? The generals are just going to say, nah, we're not doing it. Okay, so it's not an army. What kind of people are you to go and get in a fight with? I'm the leader until I make a decision and people don't agree, so then they leave. It's like, okay, so that doesn't work. Obviously, it doesn't work. And that's like such a perfect example. You're the leader. As long as everything's going right, until we suffer our first setback, then everybody gets scared. Everybody gets shell-shocked. I make an unpopular decision, even though I heard everybody out. And they go, oh, you know what? Now we're going to desert. Oh, okay. Great army, by the way. This is a really solid army. I want to go up against the Jews with this army. So, people create this false dichotomy where they say either you're some totally servile sycophant who's an idiot, and people go, well, would you like that? Maybe you'd like me to be some dummy who's just going to do whatever you say, right? Well, I'm the smart guy, and sometimes I disagree. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for loyalty. That's all. Loyalty. Irreplaceable. I don't care how fucking smart you are. Smarts are overrated. Loyalty is what matters. Loyalty and character. And you want smart people, obviously, but you also want people that have good character and that are loyal and that are down with the mission. I don't need people that feel the need to stick it to me to prove that they have individuality. We all have individuality, and frankly, maybe that's overrated, but, we're not here to all be unique snowflakes. We're not here to all pat ourselves on the back about how, you know, we all march to the beat of our own drum. We're here to fucking win. We're here to win. You know? And if you believe in this and if you think it has a chance of winning, then you want to be a part of it. If there was somebody else to take the reins and they were more competent, I'd be doing everything I can to support them. Like when I worked for Ye, I had my disagreements with him. But when he's the leader and that we were going to run a presidential campaign, he was going to be the candidate. It wasn't, I don't agree, so I leave. It was, you know what? That's what your decision is. I will do my best to carry out the decision. I'm perfectly capable of doing it. It's not an ego thing, but that's just how a team is supposed to operate. Many people, maybe they never played a team sport. They don't know how it works, but that's how it has to work. I remember Ye would tell us to do things that I totally didn't believe in at all. He's like, we need to rewrite the Constitution. And I'm like, really? Like, I don't know about that. But I was like, you know, we'll do our best. You're the guy. You have the billions of dollars. You're the leader. You're the world famous guy that's going to be the candidate. And so it's your decision. And the time to voice your concerns or your opinions or whatever, you do that in the meeting, and maybe he bites and maybe he doesn't, but the decision is made and you carry it out. And I think the only time it's not to say you never desert, but only under extraordinary circumstances. So, you know, like a complete loss of confidence or something like that.
Deserted from the Civil War.
But anyway, so that's I hate that question because people always, it just carries with it such a toxic trait where people go, well, you just want stupid people that are going to do whatever you say. It's like, no, I just want people that understand how that works. I don't want somebody that I have to pat them on the head and say, wow, you know, you're not like everybody else. Can't have that on a ship. Time to walk the plank, bitch. Insubordination. It's like in Master and Commander. Remember that?
Such a good movie.
Time to walk the fucking plank, man. We're at war.
Jerome Robinson sent $25. Can we get a magnet we hate adhesive car decal that says no war for Israel? This is a good way to wake up boomers.
No.
Shut up. No,
that's a good way to, that has to be a prank. You have to be pranking me. We're going to wake up boomers because you put a magnet on your car and a boomer is, see, you know, maybe that's a prank. Stupid. But there's a lot of people that really think that way. They're like, I need to put a sticker on my car because that's an audience. That's when I have an audience with the public. I'm going to be in traffic and the boomer behind me is going to be, hey, say, what does that bumper sticker say? No more wars for Israel? Huh. You know, that's a really good point now that I think about it. I'm going to change my whole life. No decals, nothing that you can ruin your car with. Everything should be plain. No logos. Yeah. None of that.
Glasgow Groy percent $50. Is Jared Kushner a modern day Alexander? Instead of being the king's son and leading his dad's army on horseback, he rides his daughter. Lowell sent $20. Okay. What's your favorite Pokemon?
I don't know, man. I haven't played Pokemon in many, many years. Who did I like? I liked, I had like a Turtwig. That was like my starter Pokemon. So he was okay. And I liked that ghost one. Who's the ghost? And I liked...
Always worried about how he's looking.
Who's the guy on the cover of Pokemon Platinum? Starts with a G. He was good, obviously, because he's like on the cover. I don't know. I haven't played that game literally since I was in middle school.
Gibbles sent $20. Have to get a new debit card because Candace Owens won't stop charging me for an inactive subscription.
Is that true?
No way.
Well, she does have a Jewish producer.
Kit Butkowski was right, sent $50. Shameful by Jimmy Dore and Kurt Metzger. They said you support Trump, take Levin's do gold, and that you look like a pedo, so best to assume. Back in reality, they both slobbered over RFK and Tulsi.
I was the only one that said not to vote for Trump. And here's the best. Numbnuts, Jimmy Dore, what a fucking pussy you are. He schedules me to come on the show, and then the morning of, he goes, oh, I have to cancel. I didn't do my research. You pussy. God. You have to do your research. You chickened out, you chicken shit liberal.
He is a chicken shit.
You chicken shit leftist. He scheduled me to be on the show. He canceled the morning of and said, oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't done my research. What does that even mean? It's an interview. You have to know everything about me to ask me things about myself? What is the matter with you?
I don't want to
You
platform
chicken shit,
somebody. What a
unfunny
pussy.
liberal.
What a little
Then he
bitch.
does this show today and just lies about me. Says, yeah, Alex and Nick supported Trump when he did this, this, this. What are you talking about? I opposed all of that, you fucking liar. So what? I guess we're still working on the research then. He had to do all this research to interview me and ask me my opinions. Now he's going to talk shit. He still doesn't know anything about me. Maybe that's why you do an interview, stupid ass.
Oh, man.
But you know what? That guy has no integrity.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's more shameful on him. You can say whatever you want about me. They are lies. You can lie about my position. It's a matter of public record. It's on Twitter. It's on the show. Everybody knows that. You can say whatever you want. Here's the difference. You clearly have no integrity.
Boomer.
You have no integrity and you have no credibility. You want to talk trash. If that's just talk, if that's just trash talk to you, whatever.
It's like a chameleon.
But that just goes to show you have zero integrity. You won't have me on because you're afraid of losing your sponsors. You're afraid of getting banned or whatever. You're afraid of something. And then you go and lie about me because you don't care about the truth. You don't care about the truth at all. So actually, you're only insulting yourself with that whole attitude.
Yeah.
You can say things about me. Everybody knows that's not true. You can say he supported Trump. It's a matter of public record. I didn't. Everyone knows that. On the contrary, you look like a complete fucking asshole and a coward.
Mm.
You have no integrity. You have no credibility. You are a pussy. And this is why it will never come from the left. You understand that, right? It will never come from the left because that's how they are. It's never going to come from Jimmy Dore. It's never going to come from Breaking Points News.
Oh, Jimmy
because
Dore.
These are chicken shit liberals. And that's why the revival's never going to come from them. Because they are weak and they are cowards. And fundamentally, they're just not real. They're just not real. They're still paying lip service to trannies and feminism and fucking black people destroying all the cities. They're crying over George Floyd, glazing Ilhan Omar. Never going to come from them. Never. You will be raped by the billionaire class until you are dead because you are a chicken shit liberal. The only thing that's going to rescue us from all this is a powerful right wing, as a strong, powerful, nationalist right wing. That's it. It ain't coming from the left. I don't have much faith in Zohran Mamdani, glorified stay-at-home dad.
Royper in the Swamp sent $30. We gotta get a Nick feature at the IHOP tour since Waffle House banned Fishback. Shit is Waffle Synagogue now.
Yeah, I don't really go for Waffle House, to be honest. I know you people worship that stuff in the South.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't dig it. I saw some tweet today by some guy. He's like, I think Waffle House is perfect. It's always, they do what they do really well. I'm like, it's crap. It's a bunch of crap.
Yeah, it is kind of.
You pull up to a Waffle House, it's all black people in there. And it's dirty. And
yep.
I don't know. Maybe that's just not my culture. I view that as highly overrated. Highly overrated. Even diners. Honestly, even diners. I see some people, that's so like chuggy. Millennials love their diners. Millennials love like glorifying diners. They love literally flipping and doing tricks on diners. Like it's the most average food ever. Are you kidding me? And it's always overpriced. Like, what universe do you live in? You go to a diner, it's $25 for like very average eggs, bacon, pancakes, a totally average cup of coffee. And people glaze the shit out of it. They're like trying to do some kind of David Lynch thing. They're trying to do some David Lynch thing. They're trying to be quirky, taking pictures. Here's my thing that people like, is this a personality? Is liking diners a personality? No, it isn't. I think everybody jacks off about how great that is. I love diners. I love going to diners. It's so great. My dad was saying that the other day. I got a little heated. My dad was like, I love going to like a good diner.
The pancakes are fucking fire,
and I'm like,
though.
What are you talking about? I said, I would rather pay more money and go to a trendy, like liberal type place any day of the week because it's better. Out of all the breakfast places that I go to, it's the overpriced ones. It's the overpriced, like liberal ones, liberal-ish, I guess. It's not the old joints, because the old joints, it's like, it's not, the quality's just not there.
How about the ones that were like
I want to eat something that I feel good about. It's like fresh, high-quality ingredients. It tastes good. At least you get what you're paying for. If I'm going out to eat and I'm paying the money, I'll pay 30 instead of 20 if it's that much better. You go to these other diners and it's like, no wonder they're all going out of business. They're exceedingly average. Some are good, most are average. And I see people, they're like, I saw some girl tweet. She goes, my boyfriend, the one thing I kept from my boyfriend is he always liked to go to diners. That was his thing. He always liked to go to old people diners, and I still do that. And it's like, dude, that shit sucks. Your boyfriend's a tool. Your boyfriend's a jagoff, and he has no taste at all. Yeah, he's a fucking carbon copy.
You're right, Goldie. They're good when you're drunk.
Where did he get that? Parks and Recreation, you fucking pussy. Where did you get that? Parks and Rec? Seriously? I like old diners. I'm like David Lynch. I have a personality. Like, no, you don't. No, you do not. No, you do not. I don't want a tiny cup of coffee. You ever notice that? You go to a diner, they're like, here's your 6-ounce cup of coffee, sir. Yeah, where's the rest, pal?
And they refill it. That's supposed to be
We're at war with Iran. I've been up all night.
Bro,
I want a 16-ounce cup of coffee. I'm literally foaming at the mouth. I want a big cup of Joe. You ever?
The small cup of coffee, that's a part of the experience. They're supposed to come refill your cup 30 times. That's supposed to be the charm of the experience, because they come and top up your fucking cup every 2 sips. That, like, he's kind of missing the forest for because the trees are in the way, in my opinion.
That it's these like tiny cups of coffee, most average bacon and eggs you've ever seen, and then it's $23.
Bacon and eggs, bitch.
It's like, no. You know what my dad said? Bro. This was a good argument though. He goes, well, here's why I like it. He goes, hear me out. He got a little pissed off. He's like, because I go, what are you talking about? He's like, hey, listen. He's like, hear me out. He said, it's not ethnic. I was like, that's so based. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to try to get my dad in trouble again, like when I said the other thing. My dad loves ethnic food. He loves Mexican food. He's Mexican, okay? But he's like, it's just American staples. He goes, I like that. He's like, I like that it's just American staples. You could go, it's not ethnic. It's just American classics. It's good bacon service. And eggs. It's meatloaf. It's an open-faced turkey sandwich. I was like, you know what? That's actually a really good point. I said, that I will grant you. That I will grant you. Because it is true. He didn't say it in a racist way. Time out. Piers is producer. Do not clip this. Fuentes updates. Don't clip this. He didn't say it in like a racist way, but he just meant, sometimes you like to switch it up. And in Chicago, look, my mom's Italian, so we always get Italian. My dad gets sick of it. My dad loves Mexican. And it's other stuff. Greek. They love Greek. They get Greek all the time.
Ooh,
excuse me.
That's gross.
He goes, it's nice that you just have some American stuff, because that's who we are. We're American. I was like, that's really fucking based, Dad. I was like, Dad, that's really fucking based. Based dad in a MAGA hat. I was like, that's actually so true. So that was a good point. That I will grant you. It is a little taste of America. If you're doing it for the aesthetic, I still think that's corny. The reason I will concede it to my father is because he's a baby boomer and he lived it.
Greasy.
It's not a LARP. But if you're like some millennial hipster doofus and you're going to these diners because you think you're in a David Lynch movie and you're like I always go to a diner, and you post it on Twitter or Instagram, it's like, we're not going to be friends. Like, I hate you. Okay. I hate your guts. So I kind of get it. They are cozy. I will agree. Here's the thing. Here's what I will say. It's valid, but also it's overdone. It's definitely valid, but also I think they're a little overrated. There's some truth to it. Yeah, it's like, I'm kind of like, maybe I'm a little ambivalent. Maybe I'm a little more ambivalent than I thought. I just hate the LARP. Okay, that's all. If you're doing it for the right reasons, it's okay. But if you're LARPing, we got a big problem.
Pray for Sneeko sent $20.
That's
The
all.
sentiment going forward needs to be if you disagree with Nick, you are probably just wrong. Full loyalty or nothing 07.
I agree.
Katie Sprinkles sent $200. No message.
Thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate it. All I'm saying is diners, the food isn't that good. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We can all stop pretending that the food is that good. And not to queer out or anything. I know you're not going to like this. God knows no one's going to like to hear this.
What, like when you said
I'm going to be
last
honest with
night?
you.
Some gay ass shit.
Let me
like
be
that.
perfectly honest.
Bro, the only person that says pussy with a B instead of a P, it's pretty homosexual. Like, I don't even want to say it. You know, like that's, and I'm not even like trying to bash anybody, but I don't want to say it. Like that would, I would feel ashamed if I said it. And that's the only reason why I bring this up. That's not regular straight white male vernacular. It's just not. That should not be in his vocabulary. It should not be.
If I'm going to go out for a cheap breakfast, my go-to is like chorizo and eggs. Typically higher quality. If I want to go and get a really nice breakfast, I'm going to go and get chorizo and eggs or breakfast tacos with chorizo and eggs in them. And I know you're going to hate me for saying that. I know you hate that, which I know you hate. But that's what I'm going for. I'm not going for, over easy eggs and bacon. White people never season. Okay, but it's meat lover skillet, pause. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like a little chorizo and eggs. Maybe that's objectively the better breakfast. And bacon and eggs, look, I'll get it. It's good, but it's eggs. Okay, it's eggs. Great. It's bacon. Okay, bacon's okay. It's very salty. All right. But chorizo and eggs with like salsa, it's like, that's a fiesta. Okay, that's a party. Now we're cooking. Now we're having fun.
Katie Sprinkles sent $50. Listening to a lot of these politicians
on.
speak to us is equivalent to having that retarded friend always telling women that he travels for work. In reality, the cunt is a delivery driver for Domino's.
Okay. Whoa. That's funny.
Payman Motahide sent one.
Travels for work. Take it easy on delivery drivers. I happen to rely on the Dashers. I happen to rely on the couriers. We can't trash all of them.
Sent $1,000. As an anti-Zionist Iranian American, I wanted to thank you for your courage to stand up against these billionaire Zionist supremacists who blackmail and control USA politicians and Trump. Voting is not working. Solution is to defund this DC Uniparty mob by legally not paying federal income taxes.
Okay, I
Keep
don't
up the great
agree
work.
with that.
Signed, your friends at Freedom.
Well, I appreciate the huge super chat. Thank you very much. I don't agree with this not paying your taxes thing. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with that. But I appreciate the massive super chat. I think that's illegal, and I'm not going to advise people to do something illegal. So, and I don't think that's effective. I don't think anyone's going to do that. So I'm sorry, but I'm not in favor of that. But I do appreciate the massive super chat. Thank you. I got to be careful. I don't want to get in trouble for that, okay? So if you want to push that, that's on you, but I tell people always obey the law.
Will Stansel's secret Roy Peralt sent $22. What's with Trump's obsession with the Nobel Prize? He's mentioned it like twice this week. Is he salty Obama got it or is it something else?
Because he's an egomaniac.
Sorendine sent $20. You will be sent to the gulag for asking when the show starts. Ooh, 18 sent $20. The meme used to be that Trump played 4D chess, but as time goes on, I realize he's always been playing with dolls. It's insane.
Yep.
Waldo 39 sent $100. God bless you. Some burger money and prayers.
Thanks for the big super chat. Some burger. I've been into the burgers lately. I got to cut back because they're making me sick a little bit.
Sorenelli sent $20. What did you think of the Jewish tour de force? Marty Supreme. Crazy that the softies think that their movies make Jews look good.
Didn't watch it. More Jewish bullshit. No thanks. Not paying for
Whiskey
it.
October sent $50. Crowder. No, I don't want to die for Israel. Also Crowder. Tim Sheehy was right to break the arm of that Marine who doesn't want to die for Israel because he's leftist. Tribal politics is literally killing us.
Did he say that? Wow. That's a little disappointing. Come on, Steve.
Hitler, you were right. Save us sent $20. Listening to DS being feigned perplexion about Israeli influence while avoiding the Jewish component is such a fucking headache.
What's DS?
And Splut sent $20. Yahoo. And by the way, the F-35s weren't cheap. You ought to know. You bought M. DJT. Enough from the clown. Yahoo shows Demona Warheads Tata. Let's not blow this out of proportion.
How about you, Yahoo? Not a bit. Not even a little bit. You still think you're home. This is Tel Aviv. That's my number one. That's probably my favorite edit of all time. How about you, Yahoo? You feel under arrest? Not a bit. Not even a little bit. The problem is you thinking you have a choice. That's maybe the best, maybe one of the only good edits.
Agartha or a farmer sent $20. Have you talked to Sam Hyde lately? Me and my friends are OG Sam Hyde fans and got into your show around the 2024
Yahoo.
election. Only wish we knew about you sooner. Keep up the good fight, brother.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I talk to Sam every now and then. We're not best buddies, but every now and then he reaches out, I reach out. He's a really good dude. He's honestly one of the finest.
Politics with Autism sent $20. Vote them. Dems are bad for many reasons. Mainly they want us in jail. But voting GOP only delays this and strengthens the Jews. Can't fix Dems, so must fix GOP. Also, is best way to clear out Gnos.
Exactly.
Their stupid faces when temple is built but nothing happens. Grow percent $30. Your sacrifices are appreciated dearly. We look the exact same +5'9 plus broke and got laid plenty before married. You are handsome, looks max, no doubt.
That's crazy. Crazy way to end that. We look the exact same 5'9 plus broke and you got laid plenty. You don't get it, dude. You honestly just don't even get it. You don't get it, okay? It's not just first of all, short. Second of all, just Rizless, incel personality. You just don't understand. You think, what do you think? Like I'm a cool, normal guy outside the show? I'm just as much of a spurg off the camera.
Roy for training sent $20. Hey, Nick, new listener. Can you explain who did?
No, we're not
Captain
giving
Price
time
17 sent
to
$20.
that.
I agree with not voting for Republicans to hold them accountable, but do not agree with voting for Democrats. Instead of voting for Zionists, you are voting for liberal Jews. What's the point?
Well, I've explained it over and over.
Roy for Lift 66 sent $20. Bernie brothers voted for Trump instead of Hillary Clinton over the DNC primary.
Yep.
They have more balls than these GOP shells do.
And dude, never Trumpers voted for Clinton over Trump. People forget that.
Captain Price 17 sent $20.
But they should be
Just don't
reminded.
vote. Let the Republicans lose their power, but at the same time don't directly contribute to Democrats getting in power as well. Both are evil in their own way. Won't be voting this year.
No, wrong.
Diddy Sprinkles sent $20.
See, I don't know, man. You explain it 300
Diddy
times.
Sprinkles sent
People
$20.
still don't
Some of you
get
manic schizophrenia freaks need to seek God into your life and fully embrace the Trinity. Got approached by a freak that saw me wearing merch. Be normal or watch me knock your ass out.
it. Okay, I don't know who
Diddy Joe
that's
101
directed
sent
at.
$20. Jimmy Dore is realizing you might not be a Fed. Was getting pretty annoyed with Kurt today. Every time he tried questioning your show, Kurt started screaming like a banshee. Couple weeks tops.
I didn't watch it. I saw the first 30 seconds where he goes, "Oh, Nick and Alex defended this and this and this." I had to turn it off. I said, I texted him. I said, "Oh, so you did your research, huh, clown?"
Scott Buchanan sent $20. Love your series with Joel. But that guy has to learn how to talk like a normal guy. He reads ads like MLK.
Well, I don't know. He's a broadcaster.
Swizzly Disley sent-
He's a pastor. He's got a pastor
Swizzly
voice.
Disley sent $20. Have you seen that Slavic retard on YouTube reacting to all your videos?
He does
His channel
have a
purge viral.
pastor
Rock and roll
voice.
MC Donalds.
No, I don't know who that is. I don't follow all that.
Dave Davey sent $35. Nick, I'm confused about what your messaging is. Do you propose we all start voting Democrat just to spite on MAGAs? Zerkamaru Grow sent $30. Imagine the future history classes. Lessons on how we had to break free from
Hey.
Israel in the Goyim Wars of 2067.
Yeah.
Bean Supreme
if we
44
make
sent
it.
$20. I heard James Fishback would love to see you with him on the campaign trail with him. I live in Florida and it would be awesome if you would. We need all the help we can get. God bless you, Nick.
Interesting. I don't know if that would help or hurt him.
Aberdix sent $25. Have you heard of the band Sea Level from Macon, Georgia? I think they might be right up your alley.
I have not.
Hawaii Airport Incident sent $20. Hey, Nick, I'm a retard. Please explain how to do everything for me. Book recommendation? Seppi sent $20. So it's the Goyim infatuated adhesives hat? Can't afford the Grow Eye He sent $20. James Fishback was banned from 109 Waffle Houses. This shit really doesn't end. God bless the fish, Nick F., and America first.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're only halfway
Bro, I've been
through.
around sent $50. A few weeks ago I watched 3 marathon of streams over the summer about the previous Iran conflict. Guess I caught up just in time. Also, did you see the ASU frat leader get pepperoni mugged?
No, I saw him choke on his pizza though like a fucking bitch. Eat much? Stupid ass. Got mogged by a slice of pie. Dumbass. Dude, he can't stop catching L's. Craziest Groyper curse ever. He comes at me so hard. All I said is he's a Slav monkey Muslim. And he just comes at me so hard. And then immediately, boom, he's like holding hands with his Jewish best friend. Boom, chokes to death on a slice of pizza. It's not going so hot for him. Not going so well. But I did see him choke on a slice of pizza. Okay, eat much? Eat food much? Dumbass? Try chewing?
Ultralight sent $23.
Stupid.
Pizzeria biggest table tip TN. I have props fallen asleep by now. God bless.
Pizzeria, let's
Union Bro, I
go.
percent $20. Can you explain like I'm 5 why many Christians think we must support Israel BC of the Bible and what the counter argument is?
Google it.
Joshua sent $20.
Google it.
Will you ever go on my town show?
Maybe.
Operator
Forever's
1776
a
sent
long
$20.
time.
Did you see Crowder's backstory on the Marine? Maybe that fooled us all. Thoughts? I pray for you, Nick. We can't lose
I
the goat.
don't know. I didn't see
Kobe
that.
805 sent $107. Donald Trump's greatest accomplishment as the 47th president was meeting the goatees Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi at the White House. Goat emoji. Goat emoji. God bless you, Nick. Vatican City emoji.
Hey, thank you for the big super chat. Yeah, I don't know, man. Soccer is really like brown clown. I think that's retarded, but thanks
Sadio
anyway.
Africanus sent $20. Fuck the GOP. Fuck the DNC. Fuck the Benedict Arnolds in office who betrayed us. I will never blackpill because fuck them. We will cross the Delaware and prevail. America
Okay.
first and Christ is king.
Yeah.
Emil Yagehart sent $40. Do I have permission to think about you in the tub tonight?
Basketball's nigga.
GE Narration Zealot sent $20. First, fuck Steven Crowder. Second, I'm on board with voting them to kill the GOP. I was skeptical until Matt Walsh showed me Talarico's tweets dog whistling white separatism. Is the one?
Oh my. It's just every night, isn't it?
I wish I was more white sent $20. I remember you saying it's not so much about winning as it is improving your position. You convinced me of that, so if Massey runs, I'll vote for him. Will you hold it against us that do?
You people are beyond helping. You people are unironically beyond saving. I have to get far enough away from the general audience as possible. I'm literally not even joking. Because it's just the same thing every night. Thomas Massey for president. Matt Walsh said a base thing. Is he our guy now? So what's the big idea? Why are we voting Democrat this time?
Right? What did I
Literally,
miss?
it's
What
every
did I
night.
miss?
It's everyone. You're going to literally force me into an early retirement.
Salty Roy percent $30. I thought your political takes were good. Then I heard you're into Jim Croce and the band. Thoughts on Gordon Lightfoot?
He's good. I like him too.
Yaddle sent $50.
Gordon
Would you rather?
Lightfoot's good.
If
The
I
Wreck
could
of the
read your
Mary Deer.
mind, come on, you don't
It's
have
funny
a
'cause they
soul
did
if you
the
don't.
Wreck of
Isn't
the
that him,
Mary
right?
Deer trolling on Nick this
That's kind
last
of.
year, and
Is
he
that a
didn't
gay
know.
song to like?
He's like,
I don't
what
know.
is that from?
Is it a little sappy? I love songs like that. You know, I
Or
love
not the Wreck of
songs
the
with
Mary
when the
Deer,
lyrics.
the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Because I have a soul, you know. I yearn, and I long. How I yearn and how I long.
Yeah, I love this
And the
Bible
lyrics,
tool.
they just give you life. It's the only
Somebody gifted
consolation,
it
isn't
to
it?
me.
Is that not the
Some
only
subscriber,
consolation?
actually. It has a little
Poetry?
poker.
Yeah, that's a great song. And what's the other song
Little
I like by
tamper on
him?
there. Shit's dope.
There's another
It's
one.
pretty expensive, actually. Made by a Scottish company.
He also
called Brat
sings.
Race. I
thought I had at least another song from him on my
This one is a-
Spotify.
$130 lighter. It's Japanese. I am correct.
Yeah, but that's a good one, isn't it? That's a
Yeah.
classic.
It's a pipe.
Am I logged
version.
in on Spotify here?
It's a little tamper scraper, but it also
Is it You Are So Beautiful, or am I thinking of Joe
twisted,
something
but won't
else?
Go in. Box.
Yeah, I'm not signed in. Forget it.
It's fucking dope.
I don't know. I don't know what the other song
It's
is.
like
but
literally the plainest
that's
one
good stuff.
because they're $200.
That is good stuff. You could get that at a number of different
Yaddle sent
places.
$50. Would you rather sit and listen to the entire discography of the gayest band Queen, or watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy in its entirety? Praying for you and your family daily.
I saw
Thank
Lord
you.
of the Rings in the
Just
movie
like-
theater when I was like fucking 14, bro. By myself, or no, with one friend.
I get it. I get it because I don't like
Dollar
those
Mike sent
things.
$25.
Brilliant premise. Brilliant premise. What would you rather do? The movie that you hate or the band that you hate? It's like that's the mental equivalent of like a hamster. It's like the mental equivalent of like a dog. Would you rather listen to the band that you don't like or the movie you don't like?
Dollar Mike sent $25. Bro, me and my high
Yeah.
power America first politicians and investors are trying to sleep until noon. Slow down a notch.
Okay.
Diddy Sprinkles sent $50. Consensually Titty Banks Nico, whom we all love and respect so much.
Okay.
Jeremy Wallace sent $20. Will CHNK Ender, or whatever his name is, and Hot Lips Kasparian from the Young Turks tie for Anti-Semite of the Year for 2026.
Okay.
Also RIP to Tucker for being booted from MAGA.
Yeah,
ZBB2X sent $20. I'm coming for all of it. I'm gonna fuck up your Apple Card and all the King's men are not gonna be able to put it back together again. You might kill me in the process, but you're fucking done. Sign comma.
Epic.
Foles 4 sent $25. Franco was infinitely more base than Hitler. Please arrest me now. Up 24G sent $25. How are you doing? Genuinely. Praying for your safety and I hope you are doing good. Jesus Christ is King.
That's a very personal question.
Mo from Telegram, sister, sent $1,000. Donation long overdue.
Thank you for the huge super chat. I appreciate it. Yo, $1,000, no message. Okay, we're back in business. That's why we play the game. That's what it's all for. Just kidding. No, but $1,000 no message covers a multitude of $20 Idiocy.
Slow40SX sent $20.
I appreciate it. 07's in the chat. Appreciate the dono.
Slow40SX sent $20. Did you see Bongino proving that Israel isn't controlling Trump by playing a video of Trump telling the media he forced Israel's hand in attacking Iran? Solid proof. Great job, bro. Smiley face
Who's
emoji.
even buying that? Like, who watches that and is convinced?
Smart and for
It's
117 cent
crazy.
$50. Jimmy Dore today made a video about you claiming you were crashing out over Iran war, Alex. He doesn't even know you didn't support Trump. He even claimed you support the genocide in Gaza, WTF.
I know. I saw it.
Sent $20. Kim Jong-un is watching all these missiles fly. He is like the kid that has all the toys and no one wants to play with. Broken heart emoji. Hollywood bro, I sent $50. Lebanese/Latino. You inspired me to go to confession after 20 years.
Hey.
30 years / I've been watching pre-2020. Much love.
Love to hear it, man. God bless. Good for you.
Finwar sent $20. Have you seen you went viral on TikTok because you went against Trump in the top comment is remember he agreed with us, we're not agreeing with him, everyone is fucking retarded. God bless Nigs.
They're so easy, man. It's just like the easiest thing in the world. It's like a game. Do you know how I could be just like so number one, it isn't even funny if I just played the algorithm as good as I know that I can? You know, like if I wanted to, I could have led the Epstein thing and been that guy, but I was like, it's bullshit. And, but they're so easy the way they take the bait on that stuff. Like we all know what the algorithm wants.
SH1 Maru sent $20. Is that a real window or screen? It never gets darker outside.
It's real.
Austin 717 sent $20. Did you see where a reporter asked Trump the other day about a supposed executive order around the midterms calling for a national emergency? Trump then stopped and said, where did you hear that?
Interesting.
Basil sent $50. Save Act. Banning trans surgeries for kids is a W for the left so long as gender identity / expression is protected in law by Bostic.
Yup.
That's what LGBTQ is about. Expanding the Civil Rights Act.
Basil. So, you know, I wasn't even paying attention, but then when he said Bostock, I like woke up and I was like, oh, there he is. Basil, so true. And so true. Exactly. You said it. You have been saying it exactly. 100% right. No one will touch it. No one will touch the trannies and gays, and all of it is protected by the Civil Rights Act. And you're right, all of this is literally just about enshrining it in federal law. So, as always, the high-powered lawyer coming in with the hot legal takes. Exactly right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Big shout out.
Disgusting.
Yes, good stuff. W's in the chat.
Pat sent $100. Hi, Nick.
Boss, bro is obsessed with Bostock. I was like, I don't even know what that is. So I literally heard that and I was like, oh, it's time for the Basil super chat.
Roy Pat sent $100. Hi, Nick. Was going to shoot my shot and mention how big of a crush I have on you, but I got distracted by a cursed ad on Rumble of Tucker Carlson's nicotine pouches being branded as America First. Weird times. Anyway, you have my info. Sending love from the South.
Oh, shit.
Well, thank you for the big super chat. That's crazy. Okay, I don't know, man. From the South, not helping your chances. Not helping, sweetheart. Not helping, hon.
Bro, the Southern women are the
Brunette
best.
Groipet, huh? Yeah, listen, I told you. I'm not really looking for applications right now or anything like that. I haven't crashed out about that in a minute, and I'm not about to. But I appreciate the big super chat. Thanks, I guess.
Meek sent $50.
I
saw the Marine
appreciate
yesterday and wondered which senator broke his arm. Big surprise. It's Tim Sheehy who campaigned with Shapiro in 2024. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, I know.
Sabel sent $20. When can we expect more news regarding America First Foundation?
Soon.
Evil Shinigami 67 sent $20. Maybe a dumb.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Did it happen yet? It will happen when it happens.
Evil Shinigami 67.
You will hear about it. I promise you. I promise.
Evil Shinigami 67 sent $20. Maybe a dumb question, but after the bombing of the nuclear facilities, why didn't Russia give Iran nukes?
Because it's not a cartoon.
Ultra Super Mega Slayer sent
dumbass.
$20. Lowball if Nick gets just 5K at right base in swing state like Nevada to vote Dems. That's 10K votes Repubs have to make up. If Repubs don't deliver, we make them lose. No bluffing.
Yeah.
Sniffy.
Well, wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Sniffy Bomb sent $20. Maybe Albert Beck was right with his way back when World War III prediction. This is a holy war. Grow up the GOP in 2026. Vote Democrat to stall the third temple.
Yeah, World War III prediction.
Brian sent $20. What's a Rubicon? Why we want to cross it? Sniffy Bomb sent $50. Golden Age. 6K gold. $500 / Silver. At least I got 630 tons of silver. Since 23. Smiley
Let's
face
go.
emoji. Thumbs up emoji.
Hey, so you're rich.
Cookie is mine sent $20. Through my freshman to senior year in high school, I watched this girl in my grade transition to a guy using puberty blockers and hormones. It was very sad and disturbing. Sponsored by Trump in 2026.
It is very disturbing. It's very disturbing to witness. And yeah, there you go. W
This Don
Trump.
Hunts 988 sent $20. Hats off again. Full salute, little brother. I often wonder where the hitters went. Bruh, you running them right out the park. Major. Keep it up. Eyes that see, ears that hear,
People
words that
had
hit.
their kids
I don't know what the little
castrated
bro
so
thing
that
is
they
all about.
Happy Gilmore
but
Glower
thanks.
sent
Sing
$30.
an
I'm stupid, you're
opera.
smart, I was wrong, you were right, you're the best, I'm the worst, you're very good looking, I'm not attractive.
Fucking
There you
insane.
go.
It was
Amen.
called
Only Glower for
Castrato.
67 cent $50. Victory is coming.
Is
Russell
it?
sent $20.
They
Did the
wrote
USS Abraham
parts
Lincoln
for
pull back
him and
1,000 kilometers?
Yeah, because they were getting shot
Lord
at.
America
like
sent
200
$20.
years
Lurked for a
or
year.
some shit.
Never been more proud to be American. Career has a deeper meaning. DHX for the local honey.
Fucking evil.
God bless man.
You got
Maybe
it.
123 cent $20. Kurds are white Indo-European and secular and only civilized people in the Middle East. While you are a Mexican fascist mutt, shut the fuck up. Kurds have a history of 3,000 years. BG Kurdistan. Victory hand emoji.
Nah,
Victory
nah.
handy.
You people are animals and you're tools of the Zionist occupation regime. Fuck ass. Kurds are white, Indo-European. Kurds are fucking backwards savages, and they're going to be used as cannon fodder for the Jews. And you don't have a country, bitch. So shut the fuck up and go die for Israel.
Jared Kushner sent $20. These people are addicted to politics and most addicts don't care about change till they hit rock bottom. Start learning Viet.
Yeah.
Gabe H
okay.
2006 sent $20. Keeping you in our prayers here in Ohio. Keep it
Thank
up.
you.
Folded hands emoji.
Appreciate it.
Sam the Bounty Hunter sent $20. First super chat. A bill should be introduced removing all funding commitments to Israel, titled the Jeffrey Epstein Act. In addition, all Israeli citizens should be placed on a terrorist watch list.
And then we should arrest Ben Shapiro, and then we should build the Statue of Mary where the Statue of Liberty was, and then we should ban OnlyFans, and then what else?
Krusty Gnome sent
What else you
$25.
got?
The first person Trump commuted was Shalom Rubashkin, who was serving a 27-year sentence. Kushner must be removed.
Yep.
Dr. Groip sent $20.
Yep.
It's so frustrating.
Dude, Trump needs to be. Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's Kushner.
Dr. Groip
sure.
sent $20. It's so frustrating you are one of the few big voices that gets Iran right. The only others seem to be Sneeko Dan Myron, etc.
Well,
The real Mr.
there
White
were
sent $20.
others.
Old head here. Saluting face emoji. Preach brother preach. Refreshing to see a young man with common sense.
Thank you, W.
Gumble
Oldhead.
2 Gumble sent $20. Props on the prediction. You're the heir to Alex Jones. That's a huge compliment. Trump got rid of no, now we're getting a savage scalping Indian who employs illegals. So Trump can deport whites? Lol.
Yeah.
Xerxes III sent $20. Take some fucking accountability. Your great Roman Western civilization is the greatest state sponsor of Jewish supremacy terrorism and has been coup mixing for Jews
brother.
forever. What the fuck is left? Rape the world for Jews forever. Redeem yourself.
That's just brown clown cope. Just cry about it in your fucking favela.
Ender Potato
piece
005
of
sent
shit.
$20. Hi, Nick. I've been watching you since around November. You are the reason that I've come to realize how bad the Jewish influence in our country. Anyways, keep up the good work. And God,
Thanks.
I could be your grandma sent $20. Hello, you could be my grandson. Did you see how Trump turned on your buddy Tucker?
Yeah.
The very day after you spoke so highly of Tucker. I think Trump watches your show.
I don't know about that. It's because Tucker said the war was evil, and so Trump threw him under the bus, which is very funny.
9 Inches Off sent $20. The war propaganda from people like Randy Fine is wild. It's funny reading the comments of everyone shitting on him. Love the show. Keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate
Valdion Sneaker's
it.
head sent $20. If you weren't a beta cucker and submit to all your enemies in person, you wouldn't associate with Sneaktard. He's retarded.
He's not my enemy. He's my friend. He's a good
Hayden
dude.
Wilkes sent $45. Feel so bad for Alex Jones, the guy that's been out in front of everything but somehow didn't see this coming.
100 times.
Yeah. Well,
Kate sent $20. Beekeepers. Movies are haram.
You know.
Jews make movies. B-movie. Seinfeld. Jews. Really makes you think.
okay.
Concrete Finishing Grow I% $20. I follow the live comments today for the first time. The strength to listen to Goyim rather than getting paid from ads. Flexed biceps
It
emoji.
really, honestly, we got to maybe switch it up. Maybe we got to switch up.
Angel Grow I% $20.
Ads.
Looking great tonight, Nick. Thank you for everything. Maybe for the girls this summer, you could do a canvas tote bag?
Another girl. Who are these girls that are watching my show? I don't understand.
Figureman 1 cent $20.
I
The
don't
Democrat and Republican
understand.
parties suck. I think you should rise up a third party, the AF party, to get rid of the same old.
Great idea. Never thought
Shaver
of it.
sent
Never
$20.
occurred to
Waffle
me.
House is out and IHOP is in.
Thanks.
Fight Club is now at the International House of Patriots. The UFC White House event is if. Sneaky
Okay.
Grower percent
I
$20.
can't.
I increased my IQ from 120 to 136 in 7 months with intense cognitive training and 2 different potent neurological peptides.
Wow.
David Duke is nice sent $20. I get the feeling that Tucker has been having conviction in his heart lately. Praying you guys can stand tall together.
Yeah,
funky
yeah,
user sent
right,
$20.
right. The power of magic, the power of friendship overwhelmed him, and yeah, right.
First Focky username sent
Totally.
$20. You misread, as in didn't read it correctly. My messaging was a dick. I guess my humor is just over your head, but hey, here's
Yeah.
$20 for being a dick.
Yeah, you're right. It's all my fault.
Mark Shapiro sent $20. Would you rather be trapped in an elevator with Ben Shapiro or Mark Levin?
I don't know, man.
Raper Groy percent $20. Netspend just dropped. They already listen to it right now.
Yeah.
Here comes the
okay.
truth sent $100. Did you see Sean Farash post on Ig that you're pulling a psyop? He's the guy that does the very funny Trump impersonations. Not sure if his following is big on other platforms. Ig is only like 114K. The comments are all the uneducated blowhard Trumpers that think he can do no wrong.
Who gives a shit, honestly? Thank you for the big. Let him talk. Let him talk. I act, they react. Let them talk. Let them get mad. Let them cry. Let them get outraged. Let them say what they're gonna say. I'm done. I'm done. I act. You react. I make moves. You respond. That's how we have to be. Okay? That is how history will play out. That is how all of history will play
Zone
out.
Patrol sent $20. With unlimited access to information today, you'd think people would be wiser. Yet loyal.
We create our own reality.
Zone Patrol sent $20. With unlimited access to information today, you'd think people would be wiser. Yet loyalty and principle feel non-existent.
Okay.
Brian sent
yeah.
$20 for your
Genius.
creatine supply.
Amazing.
Trey sent $30. You have any friends with boats? Boomers keep posting I have more boats than the Iranian Navy, so retarded and overplayed. Nero
Is
Not
it?
Caesar sent $20. W take on the classic diners most suck.
They do.
Ender
They
Potato
really do.
005 sent $20. Hi, Nick. I've been watching your show since last November, and I have to say that you've opened my eyes to how bad the Jewish influence is in our country. Anyways, keep up the good
Great.
work. Latin
Glad
plus
to
emoji.
hear it. Thank you so much.
Base Benny sent $50. Some people on here are so deranged that they really think God will exempt them from the sin of calumny if the person they're lying about is Nick Fuentes, classical theist. Love you, Nick.
Yeah, the calumny thing is so like, hey, that's calumny. It's like, dude, they're just talking shit or something. And you're like, did you know that's calumny? I don't know. I think there's something about Catholics where they think that once they have the rule book, like no one's going to act like a human being anymore. Hey, that's calumny. Then we go, oh, you're right. Never mind. It's like, yeah, but I get it's true. What he's
Operator
saying is true.
1776 sent $20. Biscuits and gravy. Greater than chorizo and eggs. Thank you.
I like biscuits and gravy. Yeah, okay.
Ryan G sent $20. Hey, Nick, did you get Alex to finally give up on Trump? It's refreshing to see him finally separating himself from supporting Trump/everything GOP. Highway Air Meat Official sent $50. Your commentary on food is hilarious and has me laughing after a rough day at work. Your stance on not voting for Israel First Party rocks, and we have to remake the GOP.
Let's go. Glad to hear it. Yes.
Goins really think Iran is the #1 sponsor of terror when in reality Iran fought ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Iraq and Syria.
Yeah. Yes. Great talking.
African American source sent $500. Rumble/cozy chat probably said it, but the cover Pokemon on Platinum was Giratina.
Oh, thank you for telling me. Thank you for the huge super chat. I appreciate it. Yo, Nigersaurus 07's in the chat for this guy. Thank you so much, man. God bless. Giratina. Yeah, that's
Yahoo
what I was
Wilson
thinking
Josh
of.
sent $20.
W.
So, how many years till we're reading about the 6 million Jews Iran killed?
Amazing.
Clay Kennedy sent $20. Hey.
What you just did there was amazing.
Willie Nail sent $100. Who cares, dude? Cracker Barrel sucks.
Cracker Barrel does suck. Thank you for the big super chat. Everyone gassing up Cracker Barrel. It's bullshit.
Sweet Girl sent $20. Thank you for all that you do. I truly cannot wrap my head around people not understanding the strategic value and objectives.
I don't get it either.
IVC sent $20.
I don't get it either, hon. I don't get it either, sweetheart.
I will never forget before Clav I had to pretend like Brent dressing like a femboy was cool. Thank God for clavicular.
W's in the chat for that. So true. So true. It's about time.
$20. Hey, first time super chat. Just wanted to say you're always right. Got my USA quarter zip already. 2026. Let's light this candle.
Fuck yeah.
Cheryl Ranks Urethates fine sent $50. Money for the captain.
Let's blow this popsicle stand. Hey, thanks a lot.